Yeah, there you go.
The F-150s.
The F-150s FU circuit. Man, that's a lot to say, though. I don't know if I'd want to say that all the time if I was a race car driver. I'd be like, the FU League is what I would say. But
I'm sure they'll shorten it.
you got to get drunk. You have to be inebriated. Or you can eat shrooms. And you race. That's the F-150 F1FU race. Or the FU F-150 FU.
If you couldn't, like crash real bad...
Because you wouldn't travel very fast.
Like
probably.
if you had like a bumper that went all the way around your F-150, and then you just take a bunch of shrooms and
see who wins the race.
Yeah, everyone just tries not to hit each other, or I don't know.
Dude, that'd be so wild.
It'd be
see
fun.
that'll be right next door to my. See, I got this great idea, but animal people don't like it at all. And
we are streaming on YouTube, so I don't know if you want to give it away.
Oh yeah, I'll give it away. I've said this on the show before.
All right.
So I love going to the zoo. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking love it. And it sucks because usually the only time I get to go to the zoo is in the summer and stuff because kids are out of school or whatever and you get to go. And the thing that sucks is when you go see, say, the tiger. It's usually taking a nap every time I go. It's just chilling. Just like all the other animals. All the animals. They're all just like, ugh, and they don't do shit. And so I'm like, all right, here's what you do, man. You get a zoo, and you fucking give them meth, the animals.
Oh, fun.
Yes, and that'll get them moving. And I was like, then I started thinking, I was like, dude, what if it fucking was like some scientific breakthrough and like the chimpanzees and stuff start building shit? They just build a house.
They start taking apart their vacuum cleaners.
Exactly.
And never putting them back together.
Never putting them back together. They put out track lights on the driveway and stuff, and then...
Well, they take them apart, and put it back together, then take it apart, put it back together, then finally take it apart and never put it back together. It's got to be a cycle.
How long would you just sit there and stare at those monkeys methed out working on the damn fucking engine?
I mean, where...
I would do that for hours.
What about
their jaws are all...
Yeah, what about the monkeys, 24-hour masturbation sessions,
Yeah. And you got the tigers, man. They're not going to just be fucking around. They're going to be all, wow, fucking come at you, motherfuckers. Everybody they see.
I thought you were just going to say, open the zoo at night.
That's cool, too.
You can do that.
Since all the animals are all those cats are nocturnal.
So we've been talking about doing this for a while, getting a group together. You can go and have a night lock-in at the Fort Worth Zoo.
Whoa.
How much does that cost?
Like $100.
A person?
Not bad.
No.
For the whole group?
I think the whole group. I have to remember.
Shit, dude, I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Do you get to roam around and shit?
Yeah.
Fucking,
you get to walk around and do whatever they do, watch them feed stuff, and
you can just
do
you can hear
dude.
them roaring and stuff when you wake
That'd
up.
be
in the morning.
badass,
see all the nocturnal animals come out. I would love to do that.
That'd be fucking cool.
We should get a group up and just fucking do it. Take it over.
I donated some money to the zoo once, and they had me in this room, and then they opened this door, and these penguins just came running out.
That's
They
awesome.
just came running out. I don't know how many there was, maybe 4 tops.
Just looking at everybody like, hey, man.
Yeah, no, it was me and another girl and a couple zoo people.
Yeah.
And that was part of the deal with the amount of money that I donated.
Dude, I love penguins.
And I sound like I'm
rad,
some
dude.
kind of philanthropist or something, but it wasn't that much.
When
really.
I made my donation,
Yeah. No, it was
my black tie affair donation party had me hanging out with penguins.
$200.
Okay.
Damn.
Something like that. $250.
So I'm getting this in right now. It's like $60 a person to do it. I'd still pay that.
And it's all night?
Yeah.
Can you sleep anywhere you want?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I'm
Climb the fence.
Climb into a cage with a bear and
surely they don't let you party, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
There's no
I
way,
would think they would
dude.
frown upon.
Yeah.
Probably, but
drinking.
who cares? Let's have some fun anyway. I mean,
That's how one of us
Let's
ends up
not-
in the cage and getting raped by
you can have fun
hippo.
without drinking when you're in that environment for one night going, whoa,
It'd be pretty cool.
And then, we
I'm
got,
definitely in.
You can
Just
have
worried.
fun without drinking.
there's another thing we could do, which is camp out at Fossil Rim because they have those cabins out there in the middle of it.
Where's Fossil Rim?
Fossil Rim
Glen-
Wildlife down in Glen Rose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the wildlife park's called.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Creationism Museum would let us maybe do a lock
Dude,
in
you ever
there.
been to that
That'd
thing?
be fun too.
I'm
right
fucking
next door.
scared to
Yeah.
death to go in there.
I'm
No,
kinda
I
with
don't
you.
want their,
Dude, check it out.
I'm
I
with
don't
you
want their
too.
juju slime on me.
I'm with you on this.
I
Why
got
are they
well,
Jews?
it wasn't by choice.
No, not the Jews.
It was just a field trip because I got put in private school. But they got this tank that they put you in then they say that, and they have it colored, the sides of the windows colored, and they say that that's the tint that dinosaurs roamed with was this weird orangey tint because of the atmosphere and everything back then. And he said that it made people live longer and stuff.
I thought you were talking about the Creationism Museum and some kind of baptism tank
No,
or some shit.
That's the thing. When we went in it
crazy.
at first, I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I wasn't really a religious kid. I was just a bad kid and got put in a private school because I got kicked out of public school basically. And my parents decided to put me. We moved from Houston.
God is the answer for our
Well,
boy.
Alternative school was the only way I could start school at Arlington because Houston schools kicked me out. Arlington School District said, "Yeah, he can come to school here, but he's got to go to this alternative school first for like 6 weeks." And my dad was like, "That's the last thing I want him to do is immediately get associated with the fucking same crazy potheads that he was hanging out with down in Houston right off the bat." So he's like, "Fuck it, you're going to Christian private school," and that's how I and then I made friends there, so I just ended up staying there, and they took us on a field trip to that place.
Oh man!
So and it was
Crazy.
weird. You're
bet.
right. When they put us in that tank, I was like, "Okay, what's this?" Because it's very David Koreshi was like,
You
"All
thought
right,
they were
man,
about
what's
to
going
gas
on
you?
here?" I didn't know what was
Like
happening.
they're about to just
Then one time they took us to a like a Planned Parenthood, but it wasn't. It was like a
Oh.
Planned Not Parenthood, I guess. or
got
some
to
shit.
attend a live abortion or something.
It was really strange.
Where they talk you
It
into
was really, really
keeping
strange. I
your
was
kid
like,
and not giving you any help raising it whatsoever.
Exactly. Exactly.
Great.
I was like, I was already fence post back then when I was a kid of like, dude, I'm not a girl. That's their decision. I mean, that's their bodies. They can decide all that. Like, I was already starting to lean that way, but when they took me to that place, I was like, fuck that, man. I don't have any business even being in this building. So
Have you guys been to the Museum of
they can make all those decisions.
Science and History in New York City? The big one?
No.
Man, not since I was a
Like a
young
kid.
boy.
Imagine being locked inside that thing.
Yeah, like Night of the Museum.
Right.
How massive that thing is.
Yeah.
It's so big.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't know. It'd be a little weird.
Yeah.
They kill the lights. You just got to find your way around with the flashlight.
What if you could play airsoft in there?
That'd be a little weird too. That'd probably be a lot of damage. And then, did you see what Mastodon did over the weekend?
Did they play at the aquarium?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's fucking cool. It was
I
acoustic,
didn't see
too.
it, but I heard
I didn't
they
see
were
it
doing
either. I just saw the promo for it
I saw
I
somebody
just saw a
else
little bit of
doing
it.
that too, like at the same aquarium, I believe.
at the Atlanta Aquarium.
Yeah.
I think
maybe-
you guys should get lined up, go out there and play.
They got to do Death Clock.
Hell yeah.
have them
It
play.
was some like epic metal band, Wreckmeister Industries.
They
or
need Death Clock to
something.
play it.
Jay Smith,
'Cause
which
it
we
fits the whole
need you to
stories and
ask
stuff.
when you go to the Fort Worth Zoo next week, inquire about a band playing acoustic set during a lock-in.
The Acoustic Spectacle Show and Zoo
And
Extravaganza.
see what happens.
Vorvon unplugged.
Vorvon
All right, y'all want to start
plays
this
the
up?
hits
Y'all ready?
Are we on
of
there?
Hellified Funk Crew.
We're on the YouTube, so we're getting comments and everything. So,
Yeah, y'all got to do a Hellified
People
Funk
can-
Crew
people
cover
can see
set.
us.
and Susie went to the Creation Museum and said it
Acoustically.
was fascinating.
It was pretty cool. I remember they had some cool ass dinosaur shit.
Maybe one day it'll just burn to the ground mysteriously.
That'd be crazy if lightning hit
Do they
it,
have a giant version
burns
of
the whole
Noah's
place
Ark?
down.
I'm not saying
I think
that I'm
there
going to
is.
go do it.
Or I want to go to that place where the giant Noah's Ark is, like in
I think
Kentucky or
there-
whatever.
Yeah, or Tennessee or
The
something.
life-size one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
That
gonna
would
check
probably
that out.
light up pretty good too.
It probably burns.
Oh
Jeez,
man,
man.
burn real good.
that'd be a Viking fire. Oh wait, that's Christianity. I'm sorry. Yeah,
I don't know. It could be like
that's how I want to be buried.
the
I want to do
Vikings
the
were
Viking
pagans.
freaking where they send you out and then shoot.
the Viking funeral.
What if they just?
How
What if
badass
we
would
did
that
it
be?
at the Ark, at the fake Noah's Ark?
That's not
Yes.
nearly as cool, though, man.
Wouldn't that be cool though? Just
send me off with that?
yeah, like
I
to
don't
burn
know.
their fake Noah's Ark to the ground.
you're on
as
it?
you-
And you're
Yeah,
You're
just-
dressed as Noah.
Yeah,
We put
as
you in a Noah
ride to
costume.
Valhalla. You know,
Yeah.
We put you in a Noah's costume, put a
Okay,
fake
you're
beard on
talking
you.
me into it now. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You
And
got a
I'd get to
robe
chill
on?
with the animals while I'm
Yeah.
dying. So I'd be like, hey, guys.
what?
We're not
You guys
killing
wanna get
animals
high?
too.
Yeah, no, we're gonna get the animals off. Like, come
Oh,
on, you
no,
know.
what we'll
so
do-
now I'm going to be by
no, no, no.
myself.
Now we'll go to Cabela's and we'll get all the stuffed animals and put them on there.
I mean, how long could it take to burn? It couldn't take very long. You won't be by yourself for very long.
Does a taxidermied animal stink when it burns?
Shit, I don't
It's
know.
gotta smell like hair. right?
Yeah.
I would,
Right?
I would
It's gotta be
assume,
gross.
but then it probably smells like plastic and weird
Formaldehyde.
synthetic eyeball material, whatever they make.
I thought that was
out of.
just jelly and Vaseline or
It's
something.
real eyeballs.
All right, let's fire this
Real.
up. Here we go.
This is Ray from the Methinks, and you're listening to the Jerry Jonestown Massacre on the FM 80, 90. What station is it on?
It's a fucking podcast, dude.
A podcast?
It's
Like
a
on
podcast.
like computer radio? You guys went to the fucking computer radio show? What the
Yeah.
fuck? Nobody fucking listens to the computer radio.
Thanks, Ray. Thanks.
That's
You got a
It's
boner?
even better. It's computer radio.
I can take care of that.
Nobody
Oh,
listens
shit.
to computer radio.
Go again.
This episode of the
Jay Jones Massacre.
brought to you by
Guys note.
and
Victor Wrench.
and Plastic Object.
This program contains graphic material, including offensive language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Show number 430. It's Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. Happy Tuesday, man.
Happy Tuesday, Dustin
How are you doing this week?
Schneider. I'm good. I'm doing good, man. How are
Feeling
you?
good after our pre-show workout
Yeah.
where we threw
Are
disc at the...
Are we
Disc golf.
Lola's ready?
I think so. We can go on Thursday and compete in their little competition.
Yeah. I'd be the John Daly of Lola's disc golf tournament.
Can
Who would
I
you be?
Can I show up dressed up as Payne Stewart
It's Tiger. Well, if you want to go dark, I guess you could.
when he was alive? Not now,
You mean
So
like
you'd wear the.
knickers?
Yeah, the
and
knickers.
plaid.
sir.
It is
Yes.
dangerous when it comes off. When it rolls off, when you say that,
Yeah.
it's very intimidating, especially if there's people of color around you,
Yes.
and you show. What's that guy wearing, Dustin? Shut up, Matt.
Socks,
No, the pants, Dustin. What are those pants, Dustin?
Capri pants.
capris.
I thought they were called something else.
Culottes.
I don't know. Where I'm from, they're called capris. Cutoffs.
They're finally they're
Knickers.
see, makes you nervous.
It does.
It's a little nerve wracking.
It does.
nerve-wracking.
Well, thank God,
So-
that it's not really a popular article of clothing, so
Not
it
anymore.
doesn't really come up too often, except when you're talking about
About-
Payne Stewart,
Right. Who's dead?
which is usually the second thing you talk about after. Wasn't that crazy how he flew around in that jet for
Hours. Wasn't it
just
like 6
dead,
hours?
everyone's
And they
dead.
were
That-
all dead?
And they didn't know if they should shoot it down or not. That's the
Yeah.
creepy thing.
That's
Yeah.
real creepy.
It's a ghost plane, and they've scrambled
Dude.
F-16s, and they don't know if they should shoot it down or not. And they keep trying to get close enough to see if anybody's alive in it.
Yeah. Wasn't there some live footage and stuff too when it was happening? Like there was filming going on?
I don't think Goose was in the back seat with his little
Giving the bird?
Polaroid giving the bird.
No, I'm talking about not from the inside, from the outside of
You've
the
lost
from the jets and stuff. Like I thought there was helicopters and shit, and they were like tracking it and everything and doing whatever they could to see it.
I don't know. There might have been, but that's just
How
creepy.
did they end up fucking landing?
It ran out of gas.
Well, it
It
crashed.
just crashed.
It
right?
crashed.
Could
What,
they not
in
like
Nebraska or something?
shoot
Yeah,
some
it was-
FLIR at it or something and see if like the body. You know, the Predator readout was like, you know,
Yeah.
showing everybody cool down to a nice 90 degrees
You're like,
Fahrenheit.
they're dead.
I'm like, yeah, they're fucking dead.
Dead. Yeah, they turn like blue almost on the screen. You're like, okay, that's a dead one.
There's nothing warm in that plane. Let's shoot it down. But yeah, I guess the way it was headed was they were like, it's fine. It can run out of gas and crash.
Yeah, crash
And
in
it
the
just
field.
went in. And yeah. That's creepy, though. And that happens a
creepy.
lot. They say those seals break a lot on Learjets.
Really?
Yeah.
I fear the Learjet.
So it
I do
happens all the
too.
time.
I
It
do
happens
too.
all the time,
No.
but it just it happened to be a famous person on this one. Then
Well,
Is
no.
it strictly
A lot of times people don't die. It's just this
Just get
this
sick or
type
some
of
shit?
when this seal broke, it was so quick they didn't have a chance to descend.
Now,
Oh.
was it an actual Learjet, like Learjet by Bombardier, or was it just like a corporate jet?
Maybe it was a G5. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
Or my
So
G6.
It's
Right.
not
My G6.
specific.
are you
to-
well versed on private jets?
I used to be.
Wow,
Do you have a license?
there's so many sides to you, man, that I don't know.
Are you a
about.
Yeah,
pilot?
but it's not because
awesome.
it's not because
Like
I'm
a mystery.
Tony Stark jet setter. It's because I worked the fucking midnight shift at Flight Safety International.
And you do
I
have
had
a-
to learn all those fucking planes.
That-
you have a Pan
So-
Am shirt on.
I do, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have Pan Am, sure.
Okay.
Pan Am.
Where was Flight Safety International at?
It used to be down in the river bottoms, kind of where, I don't know what that is, Trinity and Precinct Line or some shit.
Down there by Bell Helicopter?
Yeah, we were right up the street from them.
So how long did you work there?
Oh, I worked there for 4 or 5 years.
What'd you do out there? Was it
I did a little bit of everything. I
Really?
did instructional design. I did 2D. I did 3D. I did photo editing. Not a whole lot of 3D.
so
but
all creative shit?
yeah. We did training courses. We did flight
you ever-
simulators.
Did you ever joyride a jet?
No, but I did get to. Once I saw a gold toilet in a G5.
Whoa.
And
Did you use it?
No.
No, I
We
would've
weren't
had
supposed to take pictures of it. And then when we saw the bathroom, we realized why. Because it's probably fucking $40,000 worth of,
Yeah.
just plumbing hardware
So-
alone.
How does that
Something else
not
that-
weigh the plane down and cause issues?
And gold's kind of soft too. Like,
Yeah.
how does it not
Probably
like
feels great. To
cave in
ass.
the bowl or
That's
It
weird.
probably feels really good to the buttocks.
It might. It like bends to your
They probably
your
wasn't
butt
real.
shape.
Someone got a rattle can out there
So-
and just spray
I
painted
bet
it.
they did.
There's
That's why they
something-
didn't want us to see it because it's
Yeah.
fake ass bullshit.
Yeah.
There's something if
What's
we
up,
take a break
Sheik?
today that Ray I want him to listen to, and that's when you and I, Joy, we took a jet up for a joyride. Actually, it was a crop duster.
Is that when we ran into the guy?
Yeah, we ran into the guy.
I have to dig that
In the
out.
plane?
Oh, is it buried?
Hey, it's in here somewhere. It's on
Damn
the
it,
computer
man.
somewhere.
You got to find our classics, man, and put it in one vault.
Yeah.
I used
And
to
release
be
them?
able to get, look at the plane and go, oh, that's a Harrier.
That's my
or
grandpa used to
That's
do
a
that.
Falcon. That's a Challenger.
I can still do that because I'm a plain
So,
nerd.
I
That's
was
my
watching
nerdy
this-
secret side.
Some of them
other
stick
planes.
out, like the Cessnas.
Yeah.
Those always the jets always kind of stick out, and Gulfstreams too. You can
So,
always.
I
can
watched
always
this
tell the
show
fancy.
on Netflix called Drain the Bermuda Triangle. Have you watched that yet?
No.
it's a cool
How
show.
the fuck are they going to do that?
Dude.
Do they not realize it's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean?
Did you
Yeah.
not?
They'd have to
It's
build
just a
a big,
simulation,
big
think.
cement triangle.
Have you never
and
met a
then
man
drain
named
it.
Moses?
To part their seas?
They just part the Bermuda Triangle.
We're back at the Creationism
Yes,
Museum
we're back
again.
Yeah,
Uh.
but anyway, this dude they were trying to find this aircraft. It was one that flies and lands on water. The boat amphibious crafts, I guess.
Right.
And so they couldn't figure it out what wreckage it was. But all they had to look at that was kind of clear was the landing. That the guys that were diving trying to figure out if this was this certain plane. Because it was a seaplane that disappeared like in the 60s
A long
or some
time
shit.
ago.
Yeah. So they couldn't do anything with it, and so they went and got a professional, like you're saying, like how you used to just be studied up on World War II planes. It's like my grandpa was like that. He worked for
Oh
LTV
yeah,
and
you
stuff.
were talking about this. I remember this.
And so you could look at certain parts and stuff and figure he'd be like, oh, that's one, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Well, they took this dude down, or they took the robot down and recorded all this footage and then showed it brought the guy in, flew him out, brought him in to see if he could identify the plane. And he fucking did it in like 5 minutes. Like he just goes, "Oh, well, that's that landing gear. That could only mean it's only one of two things. All I got to do is see one more thing, and then I'll know it's not that, and this will be the plane it is." And it turned out it was a different type. It wasn't the one that the original crew was looking, what they were diving and looking for, but it was another one. But the guy, like, it was so funny. He sits down, and I'm sure it was edited, but they acted like, wow. And he just looked at the wheel and saw something on the wheel, and then he saw something on the front end where it kind of looks like a boat, that part. And it was like, well, they didn't make them like this company or whatever. And then he's like, so it's either one or two things. I just need to see something else or something. And then he saw it, and it was like, bam. It's like, that's a C-44 29 amphibious rubber ducky.
And I bet he made $0 that day.
You think? Surely they gave him
it's
something, right?
like all those.
They took him to Red Lobster or something.
It's like all those wondrous, like
They don't
little
make shit.
little superpowers that people have. It's like,
What's your superpower?
Like,
oh God, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
I have a few. I am like, I don't like saying this on the show, but I can tell women who period hard. That's one of my superpowers.
that's useful.
Yes. And then secondly, one of my what?
Nothing.
No, I mean, it's like Craig Miller's. I have that capability too.
Okay. You just sniff
He's
it
in
out.
agreement. No, you can just tell by their look and their face, and there's something about them, the way they look. You can just tell.
Heavy flow.
They're a heavy flow.
We're gonna go across this
Interesting.
board of all these photos we have, and we're gonna point out the different women
Just
and see
repulse every female listener that we have.
and see what we have.
I forgot my other superhero skill. I think it was like 5 times in one day or something.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but
That's a good one to hold on to.
I think I'm pretty good at amp Tetris.
Amp Tetris. There
Yes,
you go.
There you
After
go.
all the years,
That's a good one.
You know,
Van
you
packing.
just look at the back of the truck and go, "Here's how the amps go."
And
That's what
load it
Johnson
in.
did in Whiskey Dick. He did that right off the bat. Like, we weren't 21 years old, and that motherfucker could pack us in and get us where we need to be, all packed in, loaded in, and see stuff. Like, even we went on a snowboarding trip, and I let him fucking tell me where to put all our baggage and luggage and shit and drugs and alcohol.
I'm a pretty good packer. I know how to
You a good fudge packer?
put it all in there. That too.
I've got a really
Caramel,
lame
Fudge.
superpower. I can stop the gas pump on if I want to stop it
That's
on
pretty
$20.
This pow.
Just
Boom.
pow, and you're done.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
Do you slow
I
it
always
down?
go
Never
for
had
it.
to
Do you
dig
slow
into
it?
the
Do you slow it
ashtray
down
to
on the
change.
last 10 seconds though? Do you slow it
No,
down?
no, man.
You let it go,
pow.
tuck there,
Full
and then
throttle.
time it out like bam.
That's the art right
Boom.
there.
That
That's
is an
pretty
art.
badass. That's straight up
Yeah.
gas ninja.
It's pretty
Yeah.
useless. But
You're like, you
yeah.
want to fuck with me?
You can hear the clicks
Yeah,
of the digital.
No, I hear the
the
gurgling.
digital
And you
diode.
got it.
It's like
dude, that's rad.
Didn't it?
You should video those and start a TikTok page or something, and just do that on TikTok. You'd
TikTok
you'd
all
probably
day.
become a cajillionaire.
If they had a league,
Oh.
people that did that.
I mean, they have
Oh.
competitions for how quick you
Pumpers.
can unload a revolver and shoot a revolver.
Mm-hmm. Those guys are
I wouldn't-
ridiculous.
That'd be a pretty interesting
those
contest.
fast shooters.
Those fast shooters are
It's
ridiculous.
crazy.
And you're like, what
What?
just happened?
Yeah,
That was 6 shots.
And-
No, it wasn't.
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
and the
it
guy
was.
is dead.
Look,
the guy
it's-
is fully
he-
It
dead.
sounds like one
Yeah.
shot, as it hits
And it's
the
all
steel.
like in the whole the groupings, just like
smiley face.
yeah.
Or it's the guys that throw up 6 pecans. And you're like, what just happened? You just hit them all. There's pecan dust everywhere.
That
and you
guy
fired every
would be
shot.
on Noah's Ark for sure.
For sure.
He would definitely be one of the people on Noah's Ark.
The Stubbs,
Yeah, keep
Stubbs
him.
Ark,
Stubbs Ark. Yeah,
Stubbs Ark.
we got to change the name.
Stub Ark,
Stub
the Stub Ark.
Stub Ark. It's gonna be it's not gonna be as pretty as the Noah's Ark.
It's real stubby.
It's real.
When you name that
kind of like that
airplane,
rocket that went up today.
we're gonna get in that here in a little bit.
Dong.
That was a big old giant dildo flying to the sky.
I loved all the jokes.
I
Oh,
did
yeah,
too.
they're-
They're great.
Instant too.
Instant jokes. They were fantastic. You brought up something when you named the name of the airplane that reminded me of something. That Fort Worth is fixing to get the giant rubber ducky.
What? What?
Huh?
Oh,
The
yeah.
one that's been all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming to Fort Worth.
Where
and
are
they're
they
going
gonna
to
put it?
in the Trinity,
Oh,
right
okay.
there off Forest Park.
Really?
Cool.
What's
Yeah.
the story behind this? I didn't know about this
It's
rubber ducky.
That giant, the world's largest.
Is it Ernie's?
No, it's just a giant rubber ducky. It started in London years
I
ago.
think I saw it in Berlin, and
Dude, that's cool.
They've like
It's
taken
gone
it
to
everywhere.
Hong Kong, Toronto, Los Angeles, and now it's coming to Fort Worth.
That's fucking awesome, man.
But it got delayed till October. I think it's supposed to be here this month, but it got delayed till October.
Mm.
So
that's cool.
Indian Delta variant.
could be.
Oh, the rubber duck. You got the Indian Delta variant.
It had to stay away for a little bit. It has to do
That
its
sucks.
papers.
It has to get like
Cleaned
probably like 7 or 8 vax shots because it's
A rubber
very
ducky.
large.
Very, very large.
Yeah.
It seems like
And
it would
that
be
takes-
there would be more
That's
containment.
like 7 or 8 months.
contaminated air that would hit the rubber ducky because
If it comes out.
really big.
Yeah.
If it comes out, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
The
it's-
thing is, it's
I
going to
mean,
be in the
honestly,
Trinity.
hey, you know what?
I mean, come
how,
on.
How
you
great
need
has life
shots
been?
against the Trinity.
I mean, honestly, how great has life been? I mean, if I die from contracting the Delta Indian variant from a rubber ducky, giant rubber ducky, man, that's kind of a cool death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, so I don't think I'd fear it, Ray. I think I'd go out.
What about all the
Right.
native ducks in the Trinity?
Yeah,
I
I think-
haven't seen any
I think they have
in
beef.
forever.
The alligators have eaten them all.
Yeah.
Every time I think I see a duck, it's a dead homeless person just
Yeah,
floating
or it's got
by.
a third wing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point.
Like, what
Yeah,
the
I
hell?
think the Trinity will end up eating like through the bottom of the duck and end up.
Yeah.
You know, Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Maybe Fort Worth will be like little assassination city.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Kennedy
There you go.
gets
Kennedy
shot
there,
in
the duck
Dallas.
here.
The
The
duck
duck.
gets
The duck.
done here.
You know, we never introduced our guest.
Oh yeah, we just kind of started doing shoot
We
the poo.
just kind of rolling through it. So, we know you, Ray. You've been here several times.
I've been here a few
Has he?
times.
I've never seen him here.
Yeah. Never seen
Yeah, I
you
can't
here
believe
either.
Prove it.
I can't believe Matt's here when Ray's here.
When I text you today, were
I
you
thought
like,
about
"Oh,
that.
he's about to bounce"?
It's like, oh shit, here we go.
Ray's really gonna get pissed and punch him in the face at this point.
I did think about it today. I was wondering, like, I wonder if Stubbs is going to be there. Like, odds are no, but
And we've already
If I
got
was
a
a
comment in the
betting
chat
man, I'd say
room of
yes.
how many bands is Ray in? The answer is
Comes
7.
next.
Oh, comes next.
yeah, I don't know.
And then joining you is Rick. Happy Tuesday, Rick.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, Rick.
Welcome to the temple.
It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you guys.
It is.
And y'all make up 2/3 of
2/3.
Vorvon?
2/3 now.
Well, yeah, what's the story with now?
Well, I mean, we
Y'all were 3, then went 4, then went back 3?
we were 2 in the very beginning, and then I think we went to 3, and then we went to 4 real quick. We had 2 bass players,
Yeah.
but we've gone through a lot of bass players. Yeah. And then what's funny is that both me and Rick were bass players.
That's what's funny is when you look at your records, everybody plays bass.
Right.
Yes.
So all
That's
3
kind of awesome.
I'm at the table of bassists this show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, guys, I'm honored. I'm honored now.
To be surrounded by
To be
so much
surrounded.
low end.
Yeah.
Well,
lot of-
now that he shows up, he fucks up the bass ratio.
Yes.
Like we
So-
could be talking about low end theory and all that stuff.
all that stuff.
He's-
It's a great Tribe Called
yeah.
Quest album.
Yes.
It's an amazing Tribe Called Quest album.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad y'all are on. I'm glad finally I get to meet you and you're real. So
We are real.
Ray is a real person.
You've never met Ray before?
I'd like to shout out to all of
I
our
like
all
this.
of our bass players, past and
Yeah.
present.
You know what? They need to
Is
have
there a
Bass
bass
Players
player
Day.
graveyard?
National Bass Players Day, you know?
You know what
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
really cool is well, you know, all of the past bass players have all left on, you know, good
Coke.
Yeah. They've left on good terms and everything, so it's not out of the question that maybe someday
Yeah.
all of them could return at the same time.
That's how you
And
do
we
it.
could have like
and we have like 8
Bass
bass
Molly
players.
Like-
hatchet of
See,
Spinal
bass
Tap.
players.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Right there. That's perfect planning.
It's like
Do it.
Sun, but it's all
yeah,
basses.
every time I've been
There
in a
you go.
band
And a
and there was a
drummer.
bass
And a
player
drummer.
that got kicked out or quit or something, they're not the troublemakers when they get kicked out of the band. The bass players usually
No.
No.
they're usually pretty okay. Whatever, fuck it.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm
I
taking
got
the
better
van
things
and
to do.
going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the van.
Shit.
Why are
back in?
Why are bass players always the target?
The drummers
of
are the
band
ones you
jokes?
gotta watch, man.
The
Those are the
drummers
ones
are-
that like could go outside and then go fucking come in with their Smith and Wesson, and you're like, "Fuck, dude!" I was like, "Oh, I was just cleaning it." And you're like,
Right.
All the drummers I've ever worked with have been.
you never know what you're gonna get with those
Borderline
guys.
insane.
Yeah. The guitarists.
I'd like to
are
have
the-
a nice,
the
calm,
guitarists are the most
cool,
narcissistic
even-headed
parts of
drummer
the band.
for a change.
They're the most narcissistic part of the band. So if you kick out your guitarist, they usually like, have fun trying to write music without me, fuckhead, and then walk out.
And then meanwhile, the drummer's always written all the lyrics
Yeah,
and music.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then the singers it's kind of
They just show up when they want.
yeah, they're that's
Yeah.
they're not even real.
You guys get good, and then I'll just show up.
I'll
and
just show up.
Yeah,
And
Mark
I'll sing
Wahlberg
over
will
this.
show up or
Yeah,
something.
and it
Yeah.
better be good. If I come back to this studio and it sucks,
I'm out.
I'm out.
Who's this bass player? Who's this new bass player?
Oh, we kicked him out, but he's
No,
cool.
There's two other bass players coming. Will Wells is our bass player now, but he is at class, and he's gonna try to make it
Cool.
for the end of the.
He doesn't need the
show.
speed.
Yeah.
If he's driving and listening, no need to speed.
I don't see Will as a speeder.
He seems to be pretty law abiding.
Yeah,
That's another way I'm getting it. The older I get, the more I drive, like the speed limit and stuff.
well, you don't
And
want to
it's
get
like
pulled over with
Yeah.
You're
a
riding
dead
dirty.
body,
Dead body.
or a bunch of cocaine in the back of your
Yeah.
doorless
used.
Bronco.
Unless you're towing a rubber ducky, then you can have cocaine in a dead
In the
body.
rubber ducky.
In the rubber ducky. That's allowed.
Maybe that's what it's for. They're
Maybe it is.
transporting
It's-
cocaine. in
It's
the
a
rubber ducky's
it's
anus.
it's an organized crime.
Syndicate going
Syndicate.
city to city.
Yeah.
What's the Hong Kong syndicate?
The triad.
The triad. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're pushing shit all over the country.
It was right under our noses.
The London Mafia to the triad
It's
to the
full of fentanyl.
yes.
Don't even touch the rubber ducky.
There used to be a place on Roof Snow called Triad Realty that had all sorts of Japanese writing and stuff on them. And it
Oh,
freaked
wow.
me
Really?
out. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, no,
They don't really sell houses, do they?
no,
No.
I don't know about all this.
We
That's
don't sell houses, but we do foundations.
Very deep ones.
Yes.
Very deep.
Need a pool, Doug?
So I know you were tied up with your ladies this weekend.
Yes. My daughters.
Your daughters,
Or daughter and lady.
and lady.
For
Did you go to any record stores?
Nope.
Did you go to any record stores?
No,
Didn't partake in Record Store Day Part 2?
I didn't. I just gotten back from vacation, so I was like, I think jet lag only happens when you go forward. Because I was not jet lag going back in time, but going forward in time.
Mhm.
Like fucking for 2 days, I would just like laid around going, I can't. That practice we did on Saturday was like the only thing I was able to do all weekend. Sadly,
So
But,
wait,
yeah, I did
if you're
not.
going forward, so if you're flying back from the west to the east,
yeah,
that hits you?
it did me.
West
Mine's
to the
always
east?
the east-west.
I
Oh.
think mine is too.
Maybe- I
Mine's
think-
east-west.
If
I
I go
maybe that's
east-west, it
wrong.
knocks me down.
I don't know. Maybe it was just the time that I went. I left at like 1 in the afternoon and
Yeah.
got 8 hours somewhere at like 4. So I got off the plane and was like, yeah, it's 4 o'clock. But
Yeah.
then you realize, like, okay, well, now it's 8 o'clock at night and it's actually 1 in the morning for me. Or
Where's
for-
the farthest you've traveled, Ray?
I think this last trip to Hawaii was my.
That's the farthest.
Yeah, it was the longest plane ride for sure. I mean, it
How? And it
Didn't-
was direct from DFW.
direct, yes. Like
Oh, you
8
didn't
hours.
stop, huh?
No,
What about you, Dustin?
no.
Dubai.
That was what, 19 hours? Or is that Australia? That's 19.
It was 17 and a half there.
And then Australia's like 19 or 20 or something like
22
that?
maybe.
Oh, is it?
Or-
I think the longest flight from DFW, we looked it up,
It's to New Zealand, didn't it?
was
Or
to
is it
Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah.
But the Dubai one was the second longest direct flight
Oh wow.
out
Yeah.
of DFW.
Man, I
It's
just
longer than going to Shanghai.
I honestly, if I
Wow.
ever get a chance to take a trip where I have to travel that far in a plane, I seriously am going to take an Ambien. I think.
That's the way to
I would
do
drive
it,
crazy.
man.
I would go nuts
Spend-
if I freaking had to do that. For
Spend the
20
money and
hours.
step up.
Step up. Oh, on
One
the-
level, at least one level. Don't sit back and coach.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
no. International coach
Especially you
is
got to wear a
even is
mask right
bigger.
now,
Yeah, it's nicer.
It's nicer, but it's still not.
and you got to keep your mask on right now. Whew.
Yeah, sucks. That
sucked
part
flying
sucks because it's like 8
When
hours.
I flew to
with
Cabo, that sucked. That was the
Yeah.
worst part. And the girl I went with was a nurse, so she made me have the badass like M95 or whatever it was. And so I was just like, by the time we landed, I was just like had a headache and shit. So
Yeah.
I felt like shit.
I always feel like I can't breathe well anyway in an airplane because I'm
No.
always
Yeah,
like my
exactly.
mind starts going. It's recycled air and blah 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 blah.
I got one. I spent a little bit of money and got one with like a built-in fan, and it pulls in air when you breathe in, and it has these like vents or whatever that let the air go out, but it just allows you to breathe so much.
Does the airlines
easier.
allow them?
They were giving me shit about one of them, which they were saying, "Oh, it's got vents on it." And I'm like, "No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't." And I turned it over and showed them, and it's like, it doesn't. It's just. I don't like those cloth ones, because
Yeah.
they're hard to breathe through. So I have
Well, the
these
good
plastic
N95s
ones.
have the
Yeah,
like they're
the
it's an
exit-
exhaust vent
I
on the
was
side.
I was arguing with them a little bit. I didn't want to argue too much, I was just
Yeah.
like, whatever. I'll put
You
on
can't
a
now,
cloth
man.
one, But I showed her. I was like, this isn't one of those cheap shit ones with the
Yeah.
fucking vent in it. I don't know how they feel about the one with the fan, but I didn't give a fuck. I put that one on after I sat down, and like I've flown on planes with it since the pandemic, and no one's ever said anything to me about it, and it
Yeah.
helps me. It stays charged for about 6-7 hours. It'll run.
Where'd you go in Hawaii?
I went to Maui.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with
Nice.
my girlfriend and
It's a good escape.
John Frum. You know John Frum? Have you ever met John
Mhm.
Frum from Seattle? Yeah. Him and
Yeah.
his wife. No, it's always
Nice.
crazy,
It's a good trip. That's a good
I wanna
getaway.
go
it was
so
it was,
bad.
It was very nice.
I want to go to Hawaii so bad.
You
Like, I
haven't been?
dream about that
I
shit.
thought you'd been.
Mm.
It was
Oh, okay.
expensive.
No.
Like just eating and drinking and stuff is expensive, but
Yeah.
it's so nice. It was worth it.
Now,
worth
is
it to go.
pot legal in Hawaii?
No.
It's not,
No, they have medical.
and that's it.
But yeah, apparently my friend's friend that we met out there, he was talking about how it's like $35 an ounce. I'm sorry, a gram.
Damn.
Yeah, for medical. So and he's
Shit.
like, everybody grows
Their
like
own
their
shit or
best
something?
homegrown on
Yeah.
Yeah.
on this
You
island.
throw
and-
a few seeds out anywhere. Probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Go nuts.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about
All
anything.
those
So he was like, right,
volcanic soil.
right now until it
Yeah.
becomes like recreation, it's a better deal for everybody just to keep going to their
themselves.
dudes or ladies, to get their
Yeah.
meds.
How about you, Rick? Did you do anything on Record Store Day?
No, I saw that Docs was doing something. But I went to the record store day. I guess the first record store day a couple of months ago at Docs, and it was really cool. But I
I
didn't
almost
get out
loaded
there.
up Michaela and came down to Doc's.
You should have. It was a fun time. I spent most of my
Looked
day
cool.
there.
Yeah,
Look
Saw
cool.
everybody
It's
that
usually a good
played.
time
It was
out
a good
there.
time.
They
It looked
put on a
cool.
good
Looked
party.
really cool.
Bands
She
playing
probably
and,
would have loved Go Gorillas.
Oh
Oh, yeah?
yeah, I heard
Yeah.
they were. I heard they're
yeah,
good.
I saw
they're good.
some pics. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a good time.
I missed that. Like I always liked getting out. Even like I don't know. The older I get, the
I think I've
more
been to a
my
Meat show with my
anxiety.
daughters at a record store
Oh
day.
yeah. I think just the older I get, the more my anxiety is like just a fucking wall and
Like social
So
anxiety
you're-
or
no, I think no, not really. I mean, it's like I start thinking about record store day, and then I start plotting and scheming. Like, okay, I mean, those are the wrong words, but I start
What you want?
thinking about what I want. Like where am I gonna get it? And it would fucking
takes the fun out of it.
yeah, it would stress me the fuck out, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, why am I stressing myself out over fucking
Music.
I used to do
yeah,
the
over
exact same
Mastodon
thing.
covering ZZ Top. You know, it's
That
like
was a
you-
good record store day.
It was
though.
good,
That was a
but
that one
really
was
now
a
you
good
can
one.
go
And
buy
I've got
that.
it.
You know, you
Anywhere.
Can, yeah, you can go
Anywhere.
find it anywhere.
And then there's digital copies of it now.
Yeah, and I just had to I had to take my head out of that game because that's the way I am.
And what
And-
sucks about it is not everybody gets everything. So then you have to
Yeah.
make trips around the Metroplex.
Right.
Hey, I'm
right.
at the record store. I got this. You want it?
Yeah,
Well,
or you get friends that if someone's going to this spot and you're going to this spot, and you call
Yeah.
each other like, well, there's this. And the way docs used to do it, when they would open, you were in a line. So then it was like processing as you're going through, and you better grab what you want because you can't back up, 2 bins or whatever,
Right. Oh,
and grab another one. It
I need
kind of
this-
sucked that way. So I'm like you. I've given up on the hunt. I just when I show up,
Enjoy
whatever
the
you
trip.
got, I see what's
Me too.
there.
Yeah, that's how you do
Yeah.
it.
too. If
Right
I
there.
need something, it's like I can. My girlfriend's sister lives with Henry.
You just gotta,
Yeah, I was like, text Henry and say, "Hey, do you think you could find me a copy of this?"
Yeah, the
Fuck yeah.
Polish version. Of
Yeah, it's no problem. Or go down to Panther City or something, and
Where's the new
and-
docks at now?
it's over there
The,
by the
behind
Target.
Target.
Yeah,
Target at
the Foundry
over by the
District or whatever.
okay
Yeah.
over there by across from Montgomery.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
It's-
next door
it's a
to
good
it is
spot.
next door to it is Blackland
Yeah.
Distillery. The picture I sent you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, went in
Yeah,
there
that looked cool.
afterwards, and we all hung out and had some drinks and stuff
After docks.
after docs.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I need to go in there and just. I haven't been in docks in a while. I guess
You
none
need
of
to
us
get
have
out,
really
though.
been in anywhere in a while, but
Yeah.
you know that same shit used to happen with beer too. When I was drinking, it was like I would go to the beer cooler and just see all these beers, and
It would
Freak
stress
out.
you out.
yeah, it was stressing me out. And it's like even after standing there for like 15 minutes,
Yeah.
I would usually grab like fucking Yellow Bellies or Salty Lady anyway.
And your
So-
buddies are like, "What the hell, man? You could
Yeah,
get that
like-
at Walmart."
Yeah, you drink.
Yeah.
You drink.
Well,
that
we should have
every-
gone to Walmart then, dude.
Yeah, and I feel so good now. Like when I walk down the aisle at the grocery store and there's all those colorful beer cans and beer boxes.
You don't have to sweat it.
I don't give a fuck about any of it.
How
And
do
it-
you fucking buy toothpaste then? Or
well, I gotta smell them because I hate spearmint. I fucking hate
I like
spearmint.
the cinnamon one, the AIM cinnamon.
I
But
like that
I never
one.
know. To
Winto
get, I never
green.
remember to get it.
I
I've been Crest.
Don't
my
tell
entire
anybody,
life.
but-
I'm a
Crest is
Colgate
good.
guy.
don't tell anybody, but I open up the boxes so I can smell.
That's what I do with the deodorant.
Oh
That's-
yeah,
I
Yeah,
did
you
that
gotta
with the
do that
deodorant.
with
too.
deodorant.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't.
you
I
have
don't
to do
pull
that
the
with deodorant.
plastic thing out, but you gotta take the.
You
cap
gotta kind of
off,
smell
man.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because some of them.
I'll
smell
even
like
put
shit,
it in my
man.
mouth
Smell
sometimes.
Yeah, lick it.
Just
If
see how it
deodorize-
tastes.
Deodorize your tongue, and you
I'll-
don't get bad breath.
Then I'll put it on my friend's armpit, and then okay, now I have to lick it off you to see how it's going to taste if someone happens to lick it.
I
off
usually
me.
go there first when I walk in the grocery store. If I'm testing out
See
a new
two men
deodorant,
licking each
and
other's
I'll just,
armpits.
I'll just kind of
Put it in your ass.
no my
Small
lower
of your
back,
back.
the
Oh,
small
yeah.
of my back, and then I'll go shopping and see how the sweat
See
Yeah.
if
works out on the
random
small.
women start following you around.
How's the moisture barrier in the small of my back?
I know.
I think I'm turning into that guy that his natural scent, kind of like Matthew McConaughey, attracts women. So I just kind of go up next to him and raise my arm up and go. And
Sure.
they just
Pheromones.
jump. Yeah,
Are
like
you-
pheromones. They just jump
a
in my
beehive.
lap.
Are you bathing with a
Mhm.
rock? Or wipe your underarm with a rock?
Yeah.
Or Toms of Maine, or whatever that shit is. Toms of Finland.
Is that the shoe?
Yes.
Tom's shoe?
Tom's, Jake's. I don't know. Whatever
I'm
that
so
shit
confused.
deodorant is that doesn't fucking work.
I use a shoe to bathe with.
Yeah.
We should start a soap company. Okay, make we need a statement that gets played when we come up with these ideas that other people are patenting.
Yeah.
But we need to
Copyright
start. Us four need
2021.
to start a company, a soap company, which I've seen Fight Club.
It's not that hard to make.
No, we start a soap company, and it's in the shape of a shoe.
Yeah.
It's like shoe soap. You could sit
You
there
can
and
wear
wash
it.
Yeah, there
Or-
you go. They're
And you're-
wearable.
Your feet
Wearable.
won't stink.
There you go.
You killed 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
The problem I see is we're
No more riding dirty.
No,
You riding clean.
gonna have all sorts of molds for different sizes, and it's gonna cause an issue.
like Mr. Clean.
Or we just make them like titties, the shoes. You know,
Oh, I
one big
remember
giant
titties.
size. Those are great.
Yeah.
Those
But-
are
Big giant
comfortable.
flip flop. They were great.
Yeah, they were. Dude, I think they still have them. Like,
I
you
bet-
go to a surf shop and stuff, they still have
bet.
them.
You get some titties.
I think so.
I bet you could find some
I bet they'd
titties.
suck for traction though if they got wet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they-
Well, it was like made out of like medical tubing and,
Yeah.
and foam. What?
You mean it wasn't real
Hold
titties?
on.
I don't. Well, it could be made from recycled breast implants.
That's what I thought it was.
It felt like
It's like-
walking on titties.
I never
Yeah.
had any. They were too expensive, man.
They were
It's like,
expensive.
You got to go to Florida.
It's like those damn Crocs, man. Those are fucking expensive now.
What's that shoe company over in Deep Ellum that makes flip flops? That everybody's all
Toms or something, or
Bahama Jacks or
Bahama
I forgot what
Jacks.
I don't
Dick's
know.
flip flops.
Dick's
Something.
flip flops.
Yeah, that look like cocks.
Dick flops.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Dick flops. That's a good name for a
For a
okay.
band,
Copyright
yeah.
this shit.
Dick's flip flops.
Send it over to Library of Congress now.
Hari Mari.
Dick flip flops, flip flop. Dick flop, flip
I'm
flops.
putting that on my
You
band.
need to.
I'm
Yeah.
putting that on my band list.
Dick
Yeah.
flop, flip flops.
I got a pretty good list, but it's like I don't know. They're kind of personal sometimes.
Hari Mari is the place that's got their
Oh,
world
okay.
headquarters in
Yeah, that's
Deep
not.
Ellum.
That's not Dick
Harry
flop.
Mary.
No,
Mm-mm.
but those are expensive as shit. Those Hari Maris,
Yeah.
but they're comfortable.
Ari Mari,
Yeah, they're comfortable.
Is he Hare
They're so
Krishna?
good. I don't know.
like that Ron Jeremy looking
Those
dude.
guys still around? The
I
Hare
think so.
Krishnas?
I don't know. They were all in
think so.
hardcore bands in the '90s,
Yeah,
Right.
so they're
I think
probably
Hare
still in
Krishnas are
New
still-
York City.
maybe. We'd have to ask our black metal
Yeah, they're all
leader in New
Fugazi.
York City.
Give him a call.
What
Do
was his
not
name?
Speak. Man, you have to ask Dave and Andrew. I can't remember it.
You can't even remember your own name.
I didn't remember it the night I said it. I couldn't remember it. They were quoting me better than I was quoting me.
He drove
It's
around with an Uber driver
Metastopheles
pretending like he was a
Christoficio or something. Metastopheles or something.
black metal musician from New York.
Oh right.
Yeah.
We'd had a few.
As we were going to NAMM.
edibles.
Oh
We'd
yeah.
had a few. So I
I
just broke into character as.
it reminded me like when the guy I was on vacation with earlier. It's like it's
Gone on a
almost
lot of
like a
vacations,
gut
man.
reaction. Like whenever he gets in a cab or an Uber,
Where'd y'all go on this
he'll-
trip?
he'll ask the guy if he wants his autograph. Like, do you want my autograph? You know, and the Uber drivers are always like,
I don't fucking know.
yes, okay, and so
Every single time
It sounds
they've
some
all said yes.
bullshit and give it to him. Like,
That's cool.
I don't know. It's just something funny he does. Like,
That's funny.
pretends
That is
he's
funny.
somebody that you need.
I've had-
You want my autograph?
See,
They're like,
I've been
"Yes."
banned from Uber.
Uber.
Yeah. And I till this day I've asked them what the fuck did I do? Like I need to know for my mental health. Like did I turn into a werewolf or something? Like what happened?
Yeah.
I
And-
can tell you what it was. I know exactly what one of them was.
Well, I think it was when there was a bunch of people trying to call Uber for me at Lola's at one of y'all's shows. At the Methinks.
Mm.
I think that like my girlfriend at the time called an Uber. I called, and then the guy I was with called, all from my with my account and stuff. I think.
Got a bunch of cancels and
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they were like, "Fuck it, you're done." But
That
I did
happened
some
here too.
crazy shit though to some of my Uber drivers. Like there was a stint where I was getting like I was smoking with like every single time I got one during the week. I would go to the top of my parking garage and smoke out with my Uber drivers. So that might have been it. And then one time Seth and I had an Uber driver that
Is
was
that a cry
telling us
for help?
about how he was thinking about killing his wife, and he had all these specific things that he was going to do. Like it was something crazy.
The
like
Uber driver did?
yeah, he was like,
Oh.
I thought about killing my wife once, and me and Seth are just like, okay.
Yeah.
And then
I'm gonna
Seth
take a
immediately starts
6-foot
pressing
piece of
record.
rope, 2
He was
feet
like-
of duct tape.
He had a bunch of it was like he was going to take her and put her in a crab trap or something in
That's
the
good.
Gulf or something.
That's a
Oh,
good
that's
idea.
That's a pretty good idea.
That's a good idea.
But
I like that.
I do
the thing
too.
is funny
I
is
do.
when jokes you're joking at first, and then you're kind of like, This guy is joking with us. Like, we're just joking here. Right?
Where
These
are we?
jokes.
What route are we taking?
All of a sudden, everything gets blurry. Like,
The one thing I've learned
You look
from
over, there's no
Discovery
door
Plus is, if you're gonna put somebody in the water to get rid of the body, you really need to puncture.
You use lots of weight.
You really
Yeah.
need to put some holes
So
in
the
the
air
stomach.
escapes.
Yeah, because as soon as you start to decompose, you fill with gas and float to the top.
Yep.
Happens every time.
But if you're in a crab trap, that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, you would need like a sturdy crab trap,
Yeah.
something to keep them down
I
there.
mean, those things are pretty heavy. I've seen
I
that,
read
that show that
crabs.
was it, the Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest
Man.
Catch.
They get
like
all
one of
hooked up
those.
by 'em,
Oh
man.
hell yeah, yeah!
never
One of
got
those
that,
weighs like
yeah.
1,000 pounds easy. I
Dude,
bet.
I can't imagine doing that.
I didn't
for a
think of
living.
that. That's a
Can you
good
imagine-
idea.
Can you imagine doing that for a living?
Like,
Not
you
killing
know
people.
you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, at some
Yeah.
point.
Like, you're working this
Same with the
job, but
oil
it's not.
field.
It's just a matter
If
of
it's
time.
when.
Like
Yeah.
where your fingers get
Seasick on
smashed
like
or
the ferry between Port Aransas and whatever. So,
Yeah. Always listen to Willie Nelson on that thing.
On the Port Aransas ferry.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I was watching The Heist on Netflix.
Yeah,
that new
yeah.
series.
I've thought about starting that. Should I?
Oh,
is it good?
it's great.
Yeah, I want to see
Okay.
it.
The second one though, the guy that's the kind of the ringleader of it, he's pretty funny. He's Cuban, and it takes place in Miami, and they're robbing at the airport. There's a customs agency that money is flown in from Germany once a week. U.S. dollars are flown back from Germany, and they're bound together, and they're taken to this U.S. Customs / Treasury area.
And they destroy him.
But the guy goes, what's funny about it is the guy, he admits that everything he found out on how to do a heist and what to do and what not to do and how to make sure everything goes right, he learned from Discovery Plus and watching like CSI. And
It's true.
he watched all these shows and was like, this is how I learned how to do it.
Especially First 48.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like all those shows. Discovery Plus is like the best $6.99 I spend a month because it's literally just murder
killing.
scenario after murder scenario. It's like for some reason it never gets old to me. Like I can watch it for like I can watch 2-3 episodes in a row, or I could probably watch a lot more than that if I had the time. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it never gets old, and it's basically it's the same thing. Like
Over and over.
somebody
and
got
over.
killed.
Yeah.
And who done it? And it's just interesting
It's
to
always
see
the husband.
see the people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, usually these shows are kind of bad about like their foreshadowing too. So it's like, oh, are we sure it's not the greasy-haired, thick glasses guy that's always in the background scene of every
Jacking
shot?
off.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't look suspicious.
No.
Talk
He's
to
just
that guy.
whacking off like a gorilla. Oh, mama, everywhere we go. So, you want to do some TV talk real quick?
Yeah, we can.
All right. What'd you think of Loki? The finale.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't watched all of it?
No.
You have, right?
Uh-huh.
What'd you think?
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a show. It's
Disney, right?
Yeah.
on Disney on the
Plus.
Marvel
Oh,
streams.
okay,
The Marvel
okay.
Universe.
It's good. It's good.
I
It's,
got
it's
Disney
probably my favorite.
for The Mandalorian, and then as soon as I watched the two
cut it
seasons,
off?
I cut it off. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I really liked it because now it just for stage 4 or whatever they're going in.
Yeah.
It opened up the multiverse. Like now you're just like
What
the
the
very
heck?
end of that.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god,
It's kind of overwhelming.
yeah,
Yeah.
way overwhelming.
It's it's personally right now, and this is not grandiose, I promise. I really think it's my favorite Avengers and Marvel type series and movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I didn't understand people talking shit about it. I was like, this is fucking good because it also it shows how mental he is and like
So I was
falls in
watching
love with himself.
when that came out because they dropped on a Wednesday. When that came out, I was kind of watching social media Wednesday night and Thursday to see
After the finale,
all the people that were shitting on it, what they would say.
yeah,
almost all of them were like, all right, I take everything back. This was the greatest series. This is freaking great.
It was just
the way
that
this
one
wrapped up
weird
was freaking
episode
awesome.
that was the week before, I think.
Well, they were saying this like right off the bat. They didn't like the
I
first
thought
and
the
second
first few
episode.
episodes were really good.
I thought they were too. I thought they were
Yeah.
great.
But
It's
you
a cool way of doing
definitely
things.
should watch it if you haven't, man. It's cool. And I'm
Next
not,
time you get it, run through those Marvel shows.
Okay.
Have you watched any of them?
No, I have not.
I told you what I'm going to do now, right? What I'm in the process of doing, because I'm sick of not knowing what you and Aaron talk about sometimes when y'all go in Dante, when you go deep Marvel.
Yeah.
And so I decided after Loki that I'm going to watch them all in sequential order. Like, you know how they have it on the internet. Watch it like
Yeah.
this. All like 23 of the movies and all the series. I think I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. And I'm like,
Not sleep.
There
Just
is,
stay out
you know,
of
there
them.
is a playlist.
do a bunch of meth with zoo animals and we just fucking watch it.
On Disney Plus. There is a playlist that's in chronological order.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that shit too? Where I forget what it's called. It's something like the Herman sequence or something, where it's like an order that you're supposed to watch all the Star Wars movies, and it's
weird.
it's like different or
No,
something.
I
yeah.
have not.
Yeah, there is a weird sequence that someone put together.
The Herman?
It's
Is it like the
it's
Godfather 1 and 2?
It's
they
supposed to make it
mash 'em
better.
up and
Really?
I'm not sure.
I have to look that up.
I've never
'cause
done it before.
I'll do it. I'll do it, man.
I'll fucking
don't
do
care.
it. I'll
I ain't
fucking do it.
scared.
Let me look it up.
I ain't scared, man. Like that bumper sticker. I ain't scared.
No fair.
No. Johnny's, or is it Johnny Z?
I like
Ultra hot.
the one that I saw recently. It was on Discovery Plus, but it easily could have been on like Netflix or something. It was only a 6-part series called Relentless. It just came out. I literally, when I got home from vacation, I needed some. I was like watching something on TV. I was, all tired from the plane, and
Yeah.
I watched like a couple episodes of it, and then the next morning I watched a couple episodes, and then I'm like, wait, it's supposed to be 6 episodes. I'm at 5, and I'm like, I'm hung. Like and then it was coming out on Sunday, so I had to wait a few days, and
What was the
It was
network?
awesome.
What network was it again?
it was Discovery Plus, but I'm guessing you could probably watch it on Hulu.
Relentless.
But it was called Relentless, yeah, and it was about a woman that's a filmmaker, and she's making films about missing people and how families deal with it.
Yeah.
And she kind of gets caught up in this story of this one missing girl and her family and all this corruption.
I think I've seen
that goes
trailers
on.
of that.
It was really
does
good.
look good.
It's fucked up. It's just like all those shows. Like it's
Yeah,
like
Mindhunter and
what's the one with the
True Detective and all
the murder guy up in
that? Murder Guy.
with the dumb wrestling. I shouldn't say dumb. He's not dumb. He's like slow. He's Brendan Dassey.
Making of Murder.
Making a
Make
murder.
a Murder.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
It's like that one.
The dumb wrestling guy.
Well, yeah. I take that back, Brendan. I'm sorry. You're not dumb.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It
sounds
was
really good.
It was really good. It was all fucked up like that too, where it's like,
Yeah.
are the cops involved? Like,
Yeah.
how far does this go? Like,
You
why?
do True Detective, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
the second one sucked, but I liked
Yeah.
1 and
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Three was better.
I watched.
Oh, I like the first one.
I watched
man.
the
the
one-
first one was the best.
I've seen the first season, I think 3 times.
I
now.
just finished my 4th.
Every now
Yeah,
and then,
I
I
was
just
First
want to
one is
get.
fantastic.
It
I wanna
puts you
get
in such a
creeped out
mood,
by the-
man.
And
Yeah,
you're
it's really
going to make
dark.
flowers on me.
Yeah.
Like, fucking gross.
Yeah.
That is so weird.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucked up.
You got to take a shower after you watch it.
But
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It did kind of jump the shark there with the green ears there at the end. You
Yeah.
gotta admit that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was great up until then, and then they're like, "Well, green ears. That's the key to everything."
Oh, my
Who
goodness.
paints and gets their ears green?
Right.
Oh yeah, and then he
how'd
happened to
you
be
get that
happened to be
paint
painting
all over
the
Yeah, he was
side
painting
of a
house
school
and-
or
yeah.
some shit.
And what kind of painter gets paint all over his
Yeah.
ears?
Yeah, was he listening to the walls after he painted them?
I
The
don't
fuck
know, man.
was he doing?
That dude though, the role he played on that last 2 episodes, like him acting like a madman and doing the
Oh,
different
yeah, he
accents
was
and
great.
stuff. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
dude, this guy's genius.
Yeah.
it was
It was creepy. You're like, damn.
The whole thing was creepy. That woman that was,
Yeah.
the slow woman that was she his like sister
Or
or
sex
something?
slave or
It's like
daughter.
They were
really-
totally incestual.
Yeah, it was.
Relationship.
I don't
It was
know.
weird.
I don't know who that person was, but I knew they
Yeah.
were related.
In that house,
Barely keeping the
Oh, yeah.
dad alive.
Dude, in that one scene where
That
the
house,
where
man.
they save the kids from the meth lab guys and the acid
yeah.
that
cookers.
was creepy.
Right.
Dude, and they're like basically the girl's brain. One of the girl's brains was just mush, and they
Mush.
had him chained up. You're just like, oh, I can't believe I'm watching this, but this is so good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
You're like, I gotta take a shower.
and the best scene in cinematic television history is that continuous shot for 20 minutes.
When
That long
he's going
take.
through the house.
Yeah.
Good God, that
Oh.
shot is
It is.
freaking
Yeah,
amazing.
it was great.
You know what happened to me this last time I watched it? I, for some reason, paid a lot more attention to what Marty did as a character, and I was like, that guy's a piece of shit, dude. Like, I never realized, I was always still starstruck and like, oh, that's Woody Harrelson. He's a good guy, man. I love all his roles. So, and then this time, for some reason, I latched on to just what a fucking dickhead he was.
Yeah.
And how much of a
Yeah.
prick he was to his wife and the way he was. I was like, ugh, I need a shower because of you now. It's a
Seriously
great show, man.
Okay, I found the Star Wars order. It's called the Machete Order.
I was way off.
Machete.
Herman
And
Machete.
Yeah, it was
Danny
a
Trejo
computer
put this
software.
together.
Yeah, at the very end.
Here's the order that I want you to watch the Star Wars movies. It's Machete.
Motherfucker.
So a software blogger named Rod Hilton in 2011 built this machete order, and it's now taken on legendary status among Star Wars fans. So you start with 4, and then you go to 5. So you have New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. Then you jump back down to 2, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. Then you jump back up to 7. Wait.
You start
No,
at the,
6.
so the Disney series. You start on the second.
These are the movies, Star Wars movies
The
orders.
original movie.
No, that's
The
what I'm
original
saying.
movies.
So when you said you jump back, you're talking about the Jar Jar Binks era and all that.
Jump
shit,
Yeah,
right?
back.
but they're
But you
chopping
go to
that
the
out.
second.
Well,
You
not
go to the
first.
second one, not the first
Not
one.
Attack of the Clones or whatever. You go to the.
You go to Attack of the Clones, then Revenge of the Sith. The first one's Phantom Menace. You
That's
knock
right.
it out.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then you go to Return of the Jedi, and then you end out with 7, 8, and 9, the new ones. That's
Have you
the
done it yet?
Machete
Have you
order.
done it?
Machete.
It would be so much better if somehow Machete was thrown into it.
And at the very end of
His head
9,
comes out on
when
a turtle. And he says,
the Emperor's freaking out, you have
Machete.
Machete shows up,
Yeah,
and he
the Emperor's got a big tattoo of
Yeah, there you
a
go.
senorita on his chest.
he makes a phone call, and then it goes to all
flowing dark great hair.
the workers in South Texas, and like they rise up. God, I love that. That's the greatest thing about Machete.
Yeah.
Is that could happen.
Yeah.
It probably
And
has.
it's so fucking awesome. Like if it did just an uprising,
It probably
I
has,
love
man.
the Machete.
all the lawn guys
movies.
calling.
It's good.
It's just freaking great.
I love that Danny Trejo exists.
I
that
know, dude. It'd be
there's
so badass to meet him.
there's just
That'd be
just
cool.
a interesting character.
Yeah, he's on one of those shows that streams on Disney
He's-
on like the
He's
National
out at NAM all the
Geographic.
time.
I've
Yeah.
heard him.
He comes rolling through NAM.
I've heard him on
But
Stern too.
I think
He'll
he's on the
do like
National Geographic channel.
super
He does
fan
that.
takeovers where he plays all his favorite clips from the show.
Oh man, that'd be
It's
cool.
just, Danny Trejo,
Yeah.
He was talking with God damn it, I can't think of his name. Jeff from Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh yeah. He was
Yeah, they were hanging
Why?
out talking at NAM.
just because they knew each other from
They
the
knew
business?
each other. They were doing some type of interview with someone else,
Yeah.
like talking about NAM or whatever. And then
Yeah.
they were just sitting there chatting with each other, and they had handlers and stuff that were like, "No, stay back, stay back." Stay
If
back."
you could hang, okay. If you had to pick, if you had to
Goodness.
pick two, him or shit. Now I can't remember his name. Danny DeVito. Who would you pick?
Danny Trejo or Danny
DeVito.
DeVito?
Yeah, who would
That's
you
a good
pick?
one.
That would
Or
be
Danny
tough.
Carey. It's the battle of the Dannies.
Oh,
I would no,
Danny
no, he's out
Bonaducci?
of it.
And Danny
But
Bonaducci.
I think I would
There
go
we
with DeVito, Danny DeVito, and we'd talk about Faith No More the whole time and just fucking laugh.
Does Danny DeVito love Faith No More?
Loves them.
Big time.
Really?
That's why they're always in. It's Always Sunny. You'll hear him driving a car or something, and they'll be playing Faith No More.
Oh, weird.
They brought him out on stage too. That last
Oh, have
tour
they?
too. Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing a YouTube video about that.
I never knew.
Yeah.
How odd. That's
He's still
cool.
alive?
I think there's actually some Tomahawk too that gets played at some point too. I think for some reason.
That's really about
Mr.
This
Bungle?
this is probably like
I
blasphemous.
think he wears a
but
shirt or something.
that's really the only Mike Patton project I truly like
The Tomahawk?
enjoy. Yeah,
It's good.
yeah, it's
It
good.
is a very good.
What do you think of the
project.
new Mr. Bungle?
I mean, I love that cover of Lost Control by
Yeah.
Van Halen.
Oh,
I mean,
that is great.
Yeah.
that was like, woo.
That was cool.
You need
too.
you need a good, you need good players like Lombardo and Scotty
Yeah.
and
It is weird with
Spruance
all
and-
of them that it's now just thrash.
yeah.
It's gone
I mean,
from-
because I wasn't
cool.
I wasn't exposed to the very first album. I think I was exposed to the one that was like almost like
Disco
circus
Voluntin-
music.
Yes.
Oh well, they have they do that on a few albums, kind of.
The one
California was pretty much straightforward.
The one with like I don't remember
Is it
what
the
it was
one that
called, but
has
it had like
the,
the Girls of Porn on it.
Which is the one that
and-
has that desert song that has like it sounds like it starts off with like a pinball or something. It's like, and then it goes to and then the end of the song they go to this fucking grooving ass beat and they're playing like this Egyptian stuff like.
Yeah, that's the one we were playing the other day.
No,
That song's so badass.
I loved that.
That's
I
my
love
favorite
Disco
Bungle album, I
Volante.
think.
I thought that was.
I think it's on
awesome.
that one.
I like the circus music. Like I was like,
It's called like
Okay,
a Knight's Return.
I
or
got
something,
into
or-
it a little bit because of like the lyrics were funny, but like it got old super quick for me, and I just kind of forgot about them. And then I heard like some of that Disco Volante, and I ended up buying the cassette tape and just played it
Yeah.
in my truck driving around. Was like, this is more like it. This is
Yeah.
like actual atmospheres and stuff. Like I don't know. And it's totally different now. It's like they're all the way
Yeah.
back to their very first album where they're
It's
just
Desert Search for Techno, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a badass song. Which is that on Disco?
Yeah.
It was funny because for a moment in time, I worked at a radio station, and everybody knew who Faith No More was, and it drove me nuts that nobody really knew except Chris knew because I talked with him about it and stuff about Bungle, that Mr. Bungle was actually Mike Patton's band. He wasn't all about the Faith No More. He just kind of did Faith No More as a fun band or something. But his main baby was always Mr. Bungle.
Mhm.
It's like no one at the radio station knew it. There, because Faith No More always kind of got that Heisman from the mainstream popular. Like
Yeah.
they
They
put
played
out
the shit out of some of
they
that.
played
shit.
Epic,
they,
and then
they did okay though.
they did okay, but what was it like? Epic, Midlife Crisis, and Falling to Pieces are about the only songs that ever got airtime on a regular basis.
Easy.
Did Easy ever get played? I don't remember.
Easy
them
got
playing
played
that.
a lot. And then Small Victory.
That didn't get played that much.
The Edge
Small
would
Victory
play it.
didn't. Oh yeah,
over the Eagle, the Edge would play it. They'd play Small Victory because it was more along those lines.
and then I don't remember anything coming off of not the one. Okay, so Last Cup of Sorrow was on Album of the Year, right?
Yes, with evidence.
I don't remember much off the.
No,
they had
evidence
Last
was
Cup
on
of Sorrow.
King for a Day.
Yeah, what came out from King from a Day? I don't think they played
Evidence.
anything except on the Edge. Eagle didn't play it.
So the singles. Whoa.
The release singles.
The release singles. These are the highest ordered. Easy is number one. Over
I could see
Epic.
that.
Then Midlife Crisis, Small Victory. Well, wait, let's go back and forth. Let's see. Easy, Falling to Pieces, Epic, Last Cup of Sorrow, Midlife Crisis, From Out of Nowhere.
I don't remember From Out of Nowhere being on the album. I mean, on the radio.
A Small Victory,
Oh yeah, which one's the one?
We Care a Lot.
Which one is It Shouldn't Bother Me? Is that Small Victory? That was on the radio, I think, for a little bit,
Well,
wasn't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't real familiar with that
Oh,
song that the
maybe.
2 Minutes to Late Night crew did. But that
Some cool. It was
they did a great version
Yeah.
of whatever that song is, the one Faith No More song. I wasn't familiar with it, but
it was "Surprise You're Dead,"
I'm
wasn't it?
surprised you're dead. Yeah.
Or was
Yeah.
it the?
I don't think.
And
it
then
was
Zombie Eaters was played. You'd hear Zombie Eaters in the middle of the night.
I think they've done a
Weird
few
times.
Faith No More because I think they did. They also did. Yeah, I think they did another Faith No More song too.
Yeah, I know the name if
was,
I heard it, but I'm not familiar with Faith No More stuff good enough to.
Digging the Grave was the one off. King for a Day. That was the
that
big
was a single release.
Land of Sunshine, Gentle Art of Making Enemies.
That got released.
Yep.
Cool
So-
stuff. I'll always have. What about Phantomos? You big into Phantomos at all?
No.
So Mike Patton's only project that you really enjoyed on a regular basis was
Tomahawk. Yeah, I did not. I didn't care for that big band Phantomos
Yeah.
stuff, and I bought the DVD like to check it out, and I was like, well, the music's interesting, but I honestly I kept thinking that Patton kept ruining it for me. He would
he went
kinda-
crazy.
yeah, he
a
just
lot on
yeah,
it. It
just
was all-
make
I
a
liked
bunch
it,
of
but-
noise and screech and howl and
Yeah.
whatnot, and I don't know. There's a time and a place, and I guess I just didn't want to be in that time or
Yeah.
place.
What about the Melvins? Are you a Melvins guy?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm a
Yeah.
big Melvins.
You didn't see. That's why I was into Phantomos.
Yeah.
See, I was hoping, Dave
Yeah.
Lombardo and fucking Dale Crover together. Like, nope, thanks, Mike
That's
Patton.
funny.
God damn it, fucking this shit up for me.
If you ever meet him, you got to let him know. You're like, hey,
yeah, like chill
fuck,
out with
dude,
that
man.
shit.
Well,
Just
can you re-record that?
like, can you do nothing in that band? Can you just let those guys play? That'd be great.
Hey, you're gonna see a band do that here pretty soon.
What's that?
The Stink. I'm just gonna let y'all play, or Dustin. Actually, both of us will just let the band play and just kind of sit there. You guys
Just look pretty.
and they'll be like, "Why do y'all do that?" Like, because Ray, man, that's the way he likes it.
Yeah.
That's like- he doesn't want us getting in the way.
Yeah.
Really
Uh,
understated.
He thinks
Yeah.
we're in the way humans.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man,
Don't Mike Patton it all up.
Well, if we're
Yeah.
going to music talk about, let's talk about you guys.
Okay.
Y'all got a show coming up, right?
blood
we do.
type.
Yeah.
When is it?
Blood type is
Is it
A
Friday?
positive.
It's this weekend, right?
It is. It's on
Saturday.
Saturday night.
At
Lola's.
Lola's.
It's going to be inside in the saloon. I found out today.
How
Oh,
late
is
are they
it?
going to be?
Yeah.
yes.
How late are they letting bands go now?
conditioned.
I don't-
Is
I
it-
don't-
are they still
Inside
cutting it off
till
at-
2.
They do.
Well,
Inside.
I was talking to Blake today, and he said the first band's going to start at 8.
Who's playing?
Oh, okay.
I forget.
Psychotic something.
Psychotica? The guys that used to dress in silver?
Sciatica.
No.
Sciatica. Yeah, that's me. That's my
This is
side
a song about my
project.
nerves.
It's my side
Psoriasis.
project. Oh, my side.
No, they're
My butt
from
cheek hurts.
Oklahoma City, I think.
Yeah, that was
Psychotic,
reaction. Maybe.
they-
Psychotic.
They're going to bring cats of bags down here?
I was going to be in a
Bags of
rap metal
cats.
band when Limp Bizkit was big, just to fuck around, and we were going to call ourselves Slip Disc. Johnson was going to play in that.
That was
We were
terrible.
going to be called Slip Disc,
That's
Kinda
terrible.
like- Slip Knot,
There
but a
was-
little bit like Limp Disc.
There was an old punk rock club in Dallas called the Slip Disc.
Oh, really?
Remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slip Disc Studios.
I kind of get it all confused because there was like a couple of those clubs that Greg had that like one would go down and like a couple
Yeah.
weeks later there'd be like a new spot like 2 blocks down.
Yeah.
And
So, Ray, do you have 7 bands? What is the total for?
no.
How many are you in
Right now it's just 3.
And how many are you in?
I'm just in the one right now.
The Vorvon.
And the Vorvon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tell me one of the names that you've had for a band that you're like, this is the name of the band, and you're like, especially before you could just research stuff back in the day, and come to find out someone named the band that. Has that ever happened to you in all your bands that you've been in?
Oh, you mean
'Cause
like
you have cool band names. Every single one of your band names are really awesome. Mine are terrible.
I don't know. I don't know. Usually they're just kind of so
mine was Heathen. I was like, that's a badass band name, man. No one has that name. I'm all like freaking yes. And then whatever
Band
it
of
was,
Heathen.
there's like 6 of them. There's
Yeah,
like the
I think
Heathens,
what-
Heathens, Heathen.
There was like an old '80s metal band.
Yeah.
called Heathen.
yeah,
Yeah,
but that was one.
man. Well, it's so bad now where it's like what was.
I wanted to do a Texas rock band and call it Dogwood. Nope, there's a Christian Dogwood.
There's
Damn
always been a
Christian.
band. There's been this band like in the past like couple of years. I don't know where they're from. I don't want to know where they're from. Fuck this band. They're called Car Seat Headrest. I mean, and I know it's some like bullshit. I know it's some like
Car seat headrest.
this is the real me right here. It's gonna be some bullshit. It's gonna be
All right.
some.
This is the real me right here.
some fucking dashboard confessional
When I-
fucking
when I do
bullshit.
when I do my singer songwriter stint, which is coming quick because I just can't be in bands anymore. They never pan out. So when I do it though, I'm gonna be like, that's how I'm gonna start my set. I'm gonna play a couple of covers and then I'm gonna be like, okay, now it's time for the real me.
Yeah, this is the real me.
This is the real me you're about to hear now.
This is
I just
center console.
I just
I
hate
got
that
demons
fucking.
in my
I hate
head.
that kind of music. I just
Yeah.
hate it. Like there's absolutely 0%
It's like
rock, 0%
yeah.
rock in it. Like, and if it doesn't rock me, then what the fuck good is it? You know.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying that you have to be a rock and roll band. I mean,
Yeah.
Willie Nelson can rock me.
Yeah.
Fucking the Barclays can rock me. But Car Seat Headrest ain't gonna fucking ever rock me.
They have 99,000.
This goes out to you, Car Seat Headrest.
They have
Try to fucking rock
99,000
me.
followers.
We're actually cool guys, so
They're super popular. Yeah.
don't cancel us.
They
Car seat
played the
headlamps
Tonight Show with
or
Jimmy
car seat-
Fallon.
Rest in
Yeah,
car
they're
seat.
super popular. With
And
I
the
want to hear
worst-
this. I want
The
to hear
worst
this band.
fucking name in
The
rock
guy
and roll.
has like a plague mask on or something down here.
I gotta
all
hear this
squatted.
band. I'm interested
don't know.
now.
I don't know.
There's
if I can
another
handle it.
band called Dry Cleaning now.
Dry cleaning.
Yeah.
Is it dry cleaning now or
No,
dry
just
cleaning?
dry cleaning.
Do they always
Like
play at the
24
bar of
hour?
soap?
I couldn't tell you what they sound like.
Is
I
the bar
can't-
of soap even still there?
No. I can't bag on them or I can't rave on them.
Hold on.
I just know.
James, which band were you in? Elbow Deep?
Elbow.
that's
deep.
a good
I
band
like
name.
that one.
That's a good band.
See,
That's a good
okay,
band
okay, James. I want to be in a rock band, just like a kind of like a Caverlatak, Turbo Negro. I could say that still.
You can.
Negro.
Negro. And I wanted to call it Mr. Fister. I think that's a badass name, Mr. Fister. Awesome, dude.
I thought that's what Sting Flamingo was going to be. Was Mr. Fister?
It should be.
That'd be a
'cause-
good name for a gerbil.
Oh, James was in Heathen.
Mr. Fister.
Oh, he was in a band called Heathen.
Yeah, he was in a band called Heathen.
Was it the 80s band, the metal band?
Is this Patchy James or is this James Dufort James?
No.
Is this
Apache.
Ashy James?
Was I in a
Patchy
band called
James?
Heathen with you, James?
Ashy Jim.
Ashy James?
But car seat headrest is dumb.
That's dumb.
It is
I'm
a
with you.
dumb,
That's a dumb name.
dumb name. And he's probably got some, he's probably got some reason why the car, like, the band's named that, but I don't give a fuck. That's a bad name, and that's just, I don't know. I'm a graphic designer.
That's terrible, man.
I judge books by their covers
Yes, you
because
should.
I make the covers. So, I mean,
and you make
I hate
cool
to say
covers, by
that,
the way.
but
You make very
it's
cool
true.
covers too. So
I do
Like,
not like Molly
I would-
Hatchet to this day because
I
of
would
that
immediately say
Highway Star?
fucking no, because they have that awesome fucking Frank Frazetta Death Dealer on Flirting with Disaster, and then you put that fucking record on. It's like
You know what?
Disaster. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I
I
thought
am
this is gonna be some crushing
three-
metal.
You don't need to write a song
1,000%
like that.
With you on that.
Yeah, it
That
fucked me up
album
as a kid.
always pissed me off.
It fucked me up
Like,
as a kid.
I'm gonna
cover.
put this in. It's gonna be metal as fuck.
Yeah,
And then it was
I think I wasted $8 on it. And it's like,
I'm a
what the fuck?
highway star.
yeah. Yeah, it didn't bug me like y'all.
I was pretty pissed at Kiss when Unmasked came out too.
Oh, that was really
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Because I really wanted to see what Kiss looked like. I was still at that age where I was like, fuck yeah.
baby.
And then they take, I don't want to give this away to all the kids out there, but at the end they take off their masks and the makeup's permanently on their face. And I was like, man,
Yeah.
fuck Kiss.
Oh, kids don't watch live music anymore, so it doesn't matter. They're not into it.
Well,
anymore,
maybe
so-
they'll see it like on an EDM video or
Yeah, I'm
something.
like,
They'll
"Wait, that guy looks familiar." Or something.
show Gene Simmons like spitting blood or something to a beat.
So
Yeah.
the big album by Car Seat Headrest is the title of the album is Making a Door Less Open.
Oh.
See,
I
what
thought
is
it-
the thing with car parts?
Yeah, what's
would that
going
be
on here?
Would that be your doors
Are
ajar?
Are they
Yeah.
from Detroit?
Is that the back door to heaven?
Is that they're just really into the Dodge K series? Your door is ajar.
Your door is ajar.
Your seatbelt is not fastened.
Good night.
Your
We're
door?
head
Is
resting on
ajar.
the. What was it?
I don't know if
forgot the name of
anybody
the
else
band
can hear
now.
this.
Was that a fucking violin? Jesus.
I don't know what's going on.
Tune it.
This is-
Tune it, car
This is
seat
the album.
headrest.
The whole album is one note.
Listen to that sustain.
I'm fast forwarding 2 minutes in. You're right. Holy crap.
Dustin would jam this.
It's
No, I
like
would
it's like
not.
the
You
Talking
would too,
Heads,
man.
but a really shitty
He's
version.
gonna jam this album tomorrow.
No, I'm not.
Dustin is, because this is up his alley. Actually,
No, it's not. This is nowhere near my alley. This is nowhere near my
watch
alley.
next week. Hey man, don't say anything, but I listened to that album, man.
Don't
That's-
tell Ray, but
that's
it's one of
actually
my
pretty good.
favorite
It's not
albums
fucking
I've
too
ever
bad,
heard.
man.
I
You should
just
check it
bought
out.
their whole back catalog. Got the box set.
I'm like, okay,
colored vinyl.
I'll say, Dustin. Okay, your secret's with me. I won't tell Ray. That's
They
what
have
I'd
an
say.
exclusive record store day release
Yeah.
that has their actual fibers from their car seats woven into the vinyl.
Do you think fans show up to their shows and like
Car
hold it?
seats
with
They, like
headrests?
like
They
they,
take the
they
thing off the
detach
top of
their
their seat.
headrest off before they go in,
Like,
and they
Which
Which I don't think they're supposed to
Stage
come
with
off
them?
like that, are they? I always was like, did I break the
That'd
seat?
be
But then
funny.
you're supposed to do that to clean them,
you
right?
just
Yeah.
get bombarded with a bunch of car seat headrests.
Someone would lose an eye at some point.
It's like, oh, they used
Yeah.
to throw panties, but now they throw car seat
Seat
headrests at them.
You get impaled by one of those
Like
poles.
fucking hurt.
Yeah, you'd think they'd be soft, but they're not.
They're not.
Yeah, man. Watch.
Car seat
Dustin,
headrest.
Dustin just bookmarked that shit. He's like,
Well, you know,
I put 'em in my
speaking,
favorites
speaking
on
of
Bandcamp.
car seat headrest, at the total opposite 180 of car seat headrest,
is Vorvon?
we are, well, yeah, almost.
I found out who you're playing with.
We are playing with Greenbeard.
Greenbeard.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's
they're
a
the
cool name.
headliners. And that should be cool.
The other one was Psychotic Reaction.
Okay, we
Yeah.
Not
guessed right.
sciatica.
Psychotic Reaction this Saturday at Lola's inside. 8 p.m. when music starts.
Yeah, I think that's what Blake said.
Yeah, know what I'm doing Saturday.
I might be able to make it for real.
For real?
You should.
Yeah.
For
It
real,
depends.
for
How
real?
late do they go over at Billy Bob's? I'm going to go to that Randy Rogers show. 'Cause
Who's
I've
Randy
never seen him,
Rogers?
and I got some. I might have a hookup.
Who's Randy Rogers?
So
10.
he's a Texas
11.
country guy, kind of
Is-
red dirt guy.
Is he the one that sings
Sounds
all
like
the
a house
pussy
builder.
cunt dick flop?
Yeah, he looks like one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he
yeah.
say all the songs
I think
about
he's from San Marcos or something like
pussy
that. but-
farts and
No,
Not
pussy,
that guy.
pussy, pussy?
no, that's Alligator Dave, I think, or
No,
or,
like Walker Wayne Wood.
Walker
Wood,
Wayne Wood.
Texas
Wa-
Wood
yeah.
Ranger.
Walker,
That's Chuck
Texas
Norris, isn't
Riley.
Yeah.
Riley, Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Chuck Norris's. Yeah, I don't
Did
know.
we think about calling a band that, or why, or did someone
Yeah,
else? And
no.
we heard
We wanted to use Riley, Texas Ranger.
Walker Riley. Is it not a
Walker
band?
Wiley.
Is it
Walker
not a band?
Rayleigh?
Walker Rayleigh, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, we would. Man, we'd get
I'm
so
surprised
sidetracked
Bandy
when we
didn't think
recorded
of
on
that
here.
one. He was always good at
We're a
those.
lot like y'all. I've been to y'all's rehearsals, and it's a lot of you get sidetracked and derailed for a long time when we used to jam. It's
Oh
like,
yeah.
There's like 10 minutes of actual music and then an
the rest-
hour of bullshit.
A bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm notorious at the Vorvon practices. It's
Zone it
almost.
out. You're like,
Oh
"Ugh."
no! It's I'm like.
Yeah, me too. It's because it's your bowling league, man. You're
Yeah,
there with your
yeah.
bros
Yeah.
and stuff.
I
You got a lot of stuff you got
We
to
have
say.
I like
Catching
how
up
you
to do.
keep bringing that up.
Because that was a perfect analogy that
It was a
Dave
perfect
made.
analogy.
Bowling league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our version of going to a bowling
Except
league.
we don't
Yeah.
bowl or do
You just
anything.
get
We
together
bowl.
and make music.
Sure, we bowl. All
I think
kinds
it's-
of bowling going
it's-
on.
Yeah, that's
If you're married,
Big
it
bowls,
really
little
is
bowls,
bowling league.
Big bowls,
Pack
If you're in a
bowls,
serious relationship, then
loose
that's bowling
bowls.
league.
1-finger bowl, 2-finger bowl, 3-finger bowl.
Now I feel like I'm at like PF Chang's.
So y'all's record space that y'all put out, or the EP,
Yeah.
yes.
was it released right before the pandemic
Let me see
Pretty
this
much,
thing
yeah.
too.
officially, and then
Let me
y'all
grab
got
one of
shut
these
down
things.
too, right?
We did a
Pretty
few
much.
shows in 2019 for it.
Yeah.
And we were actually supposed to play Lola's like in mid-March of 2020, and that's right when everything got shut down.
That's right.
Like, Lola stopped having shows like the week we were supposed to play. Them.
Yeah. It's kind of up in the air whether we're like,
Yeah.
are we playing?
I
or
thought I
not?
remember
Yeah.
y'all having a show listed, and then it got canceled
Yeah.
Yeah.
when everybody started getting canceled.
Yeah, I think we were
It's
only
one of my
able
favorite
to
album
do.
covers. How did this not win the award for favorite album cover from Fort Worth Weekly?
I don't think there's a
'cause
catalog
they don't
category
do
for that.
kind of cool shit.
Oh, they don't, do they?
They should.
They need to do well. They got to do it again. This is now the second year.
We're
just
gonna do an
passed.
award show
Yeah.
though, and
Yeah.
we're gonna make
Time-
everything right.
That's
It's
right.
we're gonna do the award show.
Yeah,
one of these days.
The trophies we've talked about it for years.
Of
The trophies
Danzigs.
will be little Danzigs. We
Yeah.
had one around here somewhere.
With kitty litter?
Yeah, carrying kitty litter.
Or is it
that's
like
actually a
the,
really good idea? We might incorporate some kitty litter.
Is it the Portlandia dance?
We're gonna have to get
which is
the
also
mold.
That's
very,
an awesome
very
one.
good.
like gothic?
Where did that
Gothic-
statue go?
Gothic beach
Like
dancing.
centuries ago, beach Danzig.
It was really good to see Danzig on Portlandia because I was like, there he is. Look at him making fun of himself, like
Yeah,
joking. It's
You know-
like finally, after
Yeah.
all these years of
it was
like,
cool seeing him. on
getting
there. Like,
knocked out and being a dickhead about your soups and
Who was
Yeah.
it, the
You know
guy
all
that
this
knocked
shit?
him out? Was
the Northside Kings
yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I don't, and you know that's weird because
They were just mouthing in the tunnel.
I couldn't name a song that they sing
I
or
can't-
pick them out of a lineup, but I remember that name
because of that
fucking video. Yeah.
He's getting together with the Misfits guys. They're going to do a full Misfits set
I
at
heard
Riot
that.
Fest next year.
I heard
Cool.
that. Yeah, there must have been some real lawyering going on up in that.
Well,
You know,
there's money to be made.
yeah, and Danzig's gonna be there, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you got to have all kinds of French onion soup and fucking
Right.
misters and
Kitty litter.
kitty litter everywhere.
That's what happened in Austin, right?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
the French onion soup.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he was saying it was too cold to go out and perform, and it was like 72.
What is he gonna do,
early.
shrink
Yeah.
Even more?
Yeah, there's
Well,
no possible
he
way.
did this at. Was this a just a one of his shows, or was it
Fun
South by
Fun-
Southwest?
One of the
Yeah.
last
festivals
Fun
now?
Fun Fest.
I think it was a
It's a
big
festival?
fest.
And with Slayer, I think.
Yeah, it was like on the
He's
gold
like
stage or the black
opening-
stage during
Pulling
Fun Fun
that
Fun
shit during
Fest.
Slayer.
I vaguely remember that happening.
Yeah.
He's lucky he didn't get Slayer.
I didn't know
the
he
stage.
demanded soup though,
Yeah, there's some
Yeah.
kind of French onion fucking soup.
because
Like,
to help his vocals or
I
something.
think
Is that
so.
what it
And
was?
I
all
think
the other
that-
bands ripped him to shreds. It was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, what the hell? We were treated like royalty and blah, blah, blah. And you're this fucking dick.
yeah, yeah.
You're Danzig. You had to Danzig shit up.
It's
They oughta-
weird.
They ought
'cause,
to
you
they ought to
know,
play with Guns N' Roses
He's a
just to
huge.
see that train wreck.
He's a huge star in like a lot of people's
Yeah, he
minds,
is.
but he is-
He's an icon.
he is
in a lot of people's minds.
a huge unstar in most of the world's minds.
Yeah.
So like to get caught up in some
Yeah.
bullshit, it's like fuck, dude.
I wonder if he took any self defense after the punch.
I bet
He's
he did.
still tiny.
I bet he did.
He had to because he was so bowed up and wanted to do something. But man, you could tell he had never.
through the first or push or
Yeah,
whatever.
you could tell
Yeah.
he'd never really been in a real scrap like that.
Right.
that
And when you
fucking
see
dude
like
just hauled
Erie
off.
Vaughn or something
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
he's like or Doyle,
Doyle's gigantic.
fucking pumped up and shit.
The
And
thing
it's
is,
like,
isn't he a vegetarian too? Like
Yeah,
a
he's
vegan?
a vegan.
Yeah, he's
That's the thing
vegan.
is nuts.
Now he dates one of those. Like I think that woman
That
from
hot girl.
Lacuna Coil.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, he does, huh?
I think
Lacuna
so.
Coil?
Yeah.
I don't
She's
think I've
cute.
ever listened to
Yeah,
that.
they're
cool.
from like Italy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I get confused with that. I think I was reading about it with that drummer from Anthrax, and it was just a funny story about how he met that girl from Butcher Babies or whatever. And
Yeah.
she like wouldn't give him the time of day, and he was like, "All right."
The
whatever."
freaking
Whatever.
Butcher Babies are like one of the only big time band as far as these what do you
Gimmick
call it?
bands?
Gimmick bands
Mm.
that has ever followed me. ever.
Returned your follow?
No,
They
they
just
sent it to
followed?
me. Yeah, and I think it was because it was when we were all
They
hanging
want
out
your
in,
pants?
no, dude, it was when we were all out in L.A. and that we were fucking tagging
It's
shit.
probably
and
the
doing
drummer following you, not the
The,
two porn star singers.
I thought they were they were porn stars.
I think one of them was, and one of them was just another model of some sort.
Yeah.
Or maybe they both. Maybe
Yeah.
one did hardcore and the other one did softcore, or like Playboy
Yeah.
stuff.
I figured it was just because Dave, like when we were posting
They
stuff,
were annoying.
we were. I liked it. Anyway,
They're fixing to come through town,
Butcher babies?
playing their own stuff.
Sometimes I get it confused
Probably
with,
the rail.
with backyard babies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And backyard babies are real good. And I couldn't tell you a thing about butcher babies.
yeah,
I can just kind of look at the book cover and go, I'm not really going to be into that, I don't think.
yeah.
Nah,
It's kind of like a name. You hear a name, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be into that too
Yeah.
much.
I'm not into butcher babies.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about the
Like-
new singer so much, but that old singer from that Arch Enemy band, I thought she was pretty rad.
I don't know any of that.
Butcher babies.
Is that the
looks
one?
like-
That's not the one that does the.
What
That
was
sounds
that?
like
The
Is that
Wake
Evanescence?
Me Up.
Evanescence?
He goes,
no, it sounds like
Evanescence.
the band that's next door
Wake
to
me
us now.
up.
Oh, yeah.
They're
oh,
playing.
my goodness.
They're playing Trees on September 28th. So you can go down there and see Butcher Babies. Not Evanescence.
Evanescence.
Butcher Babies.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll go to Butcher Babies and go down to the front and just
Sing along.
And then you can be like, "Wake me up."
But before
that's
you
what we'll
go,
do.
go.
They're like, "That's not what we play. We don't
we'll
play
stand
that,
in front of
y'all."
the stage and you go, play the hit. And I'll be like, yeah, wake me up inside.
I
Play
got
your
thrown out
hit.
of. I got thrown out of Deep
The
Ellum
medley of
Live
your hit.
at a Buck Cherry concert because we were making fun and fucking heckling one of the starters or openers. We were like heckling them, and
And that
one of the
band
dudes,
became Baroness.
the drummer threw a they were called like Virgo's mullet or something like that. And the music, it was
That's
just like
a good band name.
the-
That's
it
a
was,
real good
but the
band
thing was, is as soon as you started hearing it, or like you're like, I'm not going to be into this. Well, a couple of guys were just tagging along. They didn't give a shit about Buck Cherry or Virgo's mullet, and so they were getting hammered and started getting fucking mouthy and shit. The drummer ended
Oh.
up throwing a fucking drumstick at us, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And so we started because they were wearing eye makeup, like not like cool corpse paint or anything like that, but like fucking like
Guy liner. and
guy
stuff?
liner and stuff. And so my buddy starts fucking going like this. He'd go up to the stage and go,
Get his mirror out.
yeah, yeah. And then security came, fucking kicked us out. Like, like 6 of us just, you gotta get out. We're like, what? We're just having fun.
I just had a flash in my head that I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to wear like some real super heavy eyeliner this
On the
Saturday.
show,
Yes,
dude.
please
Let's
do.
But then I thought, like, I ran the whole process through my
You
head.
don't want me going up there going,
No, that would be great. That would be great. I just thought about like that shit just, like
in your
leaking
eye.
into my eyes
That's
as
what
I
scares me.
fucking
Well,
sweat
that's why
my
you
guts
got
out.
to go get some.
And then I rub it, and it's just
You gotta
before
hook
long,
up-
I'm in blackface, and
Hook-
then there's
That's when it
pictures
looks cool,
taken
though.
of me, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
canceled.
That's it.
And they
Cancel.
don't even know the
It's
whole
all
story.
down it.
I was
all
just
over.
doing an Alice Cooper, and the next thing
It
you
turned
know,
into
I'm
being
fucking
canceled.
living on a leper
Good.
island.
Well, and then
God.
you're like the guy at the end of Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Which is on Netflix
things.
right now.
Which
See
is-
that? Boogie Nights is on Netflix right now.
Is Marlon and I were talking about this yesterday? No, Sunday at the
RIP.
show, the Lola's Rummage Sale.
Mm.
So we were walking tent to tent. Went to Lola's Rummage Sale this week to do
Tip to tip.
Sorry, to help Susie out do Fort Worth Famous. So did it live from Lola's and but we were talking about how dark that movie is. Like,
Oh yeah.
you watch it the
It's
first time
fucking dark.
through, and you're just kind of like, "Hi, this is fun time." Blah blah blah. You're just kind of going through it, and like the first time I saw it, something stuck with me and just stuck in my head. I was like, "I don't know what the hell's going on here." Then I watched it the second time. I was like, "This movie is so fucking dark, so dark."
Yeah. With the guy that always catching his girl in bed with someone, and he just finally steps out in the hall.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
that
goes
was
in and
Nina
shoots
Hartley.
her, shoots him, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing that good happens in that movie except for Buck. You know, Buck gets the super stereo store.
Yeah.
You know, him and his girl like have the
Have
baby,
the baby, and
they
everything's
seem to
good.
live happily ever after, and everybody else is like fucking
Like
My-
destitute.
My favorite scene though is when they're over at the drug dealer's house and they're playing Sister Christian. And
Yes.
that guy's lighting the fireworks the whole time.
and tossing them.
And
God,
it's
that's
so
such a
fucking
tense scene. Yeah.
That
Oh, that's
bothered
great.
me. Like I was just like,
Those
this is about to
firecrackers,
be
like, ugh.
a bloodbath.
That was great.
Yeah, it's like the same thing. You know, I guess they stole that from the actual Wonderland murders.
Yeah.
But I think they did the same thing in the movie where the guy was like, you know, it was a really tense
Really
scene when they go over there to that whatever that guy's house was.
Philip
Eddie.
Seymour Hoffman was great in it too.
He
Oh,
was
yeah.
great. He was
Yeah.
weird. He always looked oily,
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
like
looked
strange.
He
like
looked
he was just
really young. You
Yeah.
know,
yeah.
like
yeah.
super, super young.
yeah, it looked his
Always
his
greasy
belly was
and
always
weird,
hanging
yeah,
out
it's like
just a little bit.
T-shirt or tank tops.
Perfect. Yeah.
Have y'all
perfect.
seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I liked.
I liked
did-
it too.
I liked it too. I
like
liked it
that
too. I thought it was
alternate
great.
Reality
Yeah.
or alternate, you know,
I mean,
ending.
Inglourious Bastards was
Sure.
alternate.
A lot
Alternate.
of a lot of his stuff is just twist history to
But that was a
suit the
good
story.
twist. Like, I mean, because that's something we're all familiar with. Some of us are super fascinated with how
Yeah.
that went down, and it's cool.
Yeah.
Changing things around and
totally.
a total different outcome of that.
I wish
that
that
it-
would have
Tate
really
House.
happened.
Yeah,
you know?
that would've been great.
That would have been great.
Yeah, that movie's pretty freaking good. I've seen it once. I need to watch it again.
Me too.
But I don't know if it's still streaming anywhere or not. But
I heard somewhere
That's a
he's
good take.
he's gonna stop making movies for a while.
he's got one more in him.
Yeah.
He's I was listening to him on Rogan, and he was talking about he's got one more in him. He's always said he's going to do 10 films and stop. Has no idea what it's going to be yet.
Huh.
Jackie Brown too.
And
I'd be down.
who's alive? Jackie Brown. That's it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Everybody else dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Damn.
he's
Yeah. So much for the sequel, Jackie Brown.
he's got that one more left. But he wants to do plays. He wants to try to write a play for Broadway or something, which was interesting to me. But yeah,
I like plays. I fucking hate musicals, but I like plays.
yeah.
You know, it's a live movie.
You ever go out to the Hip Pocket Theater?
I used to, yeah. Yeah, I haven't been out in a long time.
They fired back up.
They moved
I
around
guess post COVID,
so
but
much.
they're out there still up off Silver Lake.
Okay, yeah.
Sure.
They used to be, you know, they had that spot that turned into Billy's Oak Acres.
Yeah.
Now that thing's like, it's just abandoned.
Is it?
Yeah, and I guess they're up the road.
Yeah, just up the road from it. But yeah, they fired back up. I'm interested to go out there.
There used to be one like right where Hot Damn Tamales is eons ago on Magnolia.
Yeah.
And like I remember it in my head as almost being like they dug it down into the ground. It was almost like an amphitheater, but it was the size of like a one address parking garage there, like right there by Hot Damn Tamales.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
That's where the Hip Pocket was for a little while.
Is
That was a long time ago.
that space ain't there, right?
No.
Yeah.
I think it was torn down, and then they turned the building it was connected to into Hot Damn.
Yeah, in the hot dam. Okay. Damn. Long time ago.
I lived on Magnolia from 94, 95 to 99, about 5 years. And there wasn't shit going on Magnolia back then, except for the Club Nowhere, you know, when Harlan had Club Nowhere over there. And it was always such an ass kicking when you would play Club Nowhere and I could see my house, like I could see my apartment, like it was like 2 fucking blocks up the road. But I had to load a truck and drive all the way back to Haltom City and unload all the gear and then drive all the fucking way back to 2 blocks away from where I just came from.
Nowhere was
The chat room.
Yeah, it was the old
the chat room, which that was the only thing because Mad Hatters had closed
Right.
and Axis had closed.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the only thing left on Magnolia in that time period.
Right.
Everything had moved to Vickery.
There for a while, they
Where the-
opened up like Dog Star Part 2.
Yeah, that's
Where
right.
the usual is now.
That's right.
But that
No.
didn't survive that long. It survived enough for my old band to play there once or twice. And
I forgot about that being in that usual spot. Then that spot sat empty for a long time till
till the usual. I think.
came in.
Yeah.
But then everybody moved down to engine room,
Mm-hmm.
and
The what was it called? The
Impala was down there too.
the engine room was called the Crossing before it was called
Before,
the engine room.
yep.
And the guy that owned the Crossing, Dan. I just became friends with him, just because I was at that club a lot, and this was probably 10 years ago. I was walking down the street and there's Dan. Like, he lives in my neighborhood.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen him in 20 years.
Y'all's neighborhood has become rad.
Where is your neighborhood?
It's crazy over
Tell
there.
all
Right?
the stalkers where you live.
I live in Oakhurst.
Oakhurst.
But
Okay.
everybody lives over there now.
Tokehurst.
I want to move over there. I want to move over there and hang out.
It's pretty
Wonder
fun.
if there's any
we've been up and
affordable
down,
rent.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
the problem
know.
is I can't find anything.
I don't think anything's
in
affordable
FTW.
right there. Like, I know I wouldn't be able to live there if I hadn't bought a house there 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now they're stuck with me.
Have you checked out your equity at all?
I know. I have no
Haven't?
idea.
You
I'm
should, man.
I mean,
Just
I'm
to
sure.
see.
I know just by the way prices are. I
You should
could
have a bunch.
Yeah, I could easily probably throw $30,000-$40,000 into the house,
Yeah.
and then I don't know,
Like sell it.
quadruple or quintuple what I paid for it, just because I paid a really cheap price for it back
Yeah.
in 1999. But
Those were the days, man. Those were the days. It's funny because I'm paying right now for a 1-bedroom apartment the same amount that I paid for a $160,000 home in like
Right.
2004. The mortgage is what I'm paying in rent for a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm like, dude, this is fucking insane, man. It's like the wage needs to go up. Like, we got to catch up. Like, all I see are these rich people getting richer, man.
there's definitely be a time soon
It'll flip.
where
Yeah,
it's,
it cycles in real estate.
Yeah.
So.
I just hope it's
Or we
before
have a heist.
my my property values go up so high that my taxes are more than my mortgage was. Luckily, I paid off the house.
The thing is, isn't there a lot of business in that area though? Like, because there are, the way it was set up back in the day when I was doing mortgages and stuff was the tax burden of places got put on businesses before the residents. In other words, the bulk of the taxes were supposed to be taken on by them, rather than when I moved into a new neighborhood, all of a sudden the taxes jumped up and it freaked the fuck out of us. Like our mortgage went up to like from $1,200 to $1,700. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, it's because you're out there in the middle of nowhere and there's no businesses out there yet, and it's a developing community, an area. And sure enough, like later, once businesses started moving in and everything, the property taxes went down.
I'm pretty sure
I
the
don't know if it still
gambling
works like
dens
that
don't
now.
pay any taxes.
Hell no, dude.
I don't know about the.
Churches don't.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah.
The
graveyard.
and that's that's about
All
it.
of it,
There's
yeah.
church people, there's
Yeah.
dead people, and there's meth
It's-
gambling people.
Man, it is okay. So check this out. I think this is some kind of constitutional. This shows how much of a constitutional person I am. But
Lawyer.
yeah, I don't think it's right when a cop sits in a church parking lot to give tickets and like clock speeding, because it's a conflict of interest. You're supposed to separate church and state. So if a cop is posting up in a church parking lot, I think that's bullshit, and you should be able to get off of that. And there's a place in Flower Mound specifically that I work in, and every time I see this cop, he's like in between the church and the graveyard. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's pulled into the graveyard property where it's not actually the church or something. But I'm always like, dude, that's a fucking violation of some kind of human rights.
I always think it's weird when they send you to vote at the church.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's
You know,
strange too,
That's
man.
a strange. That's a strange.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
understand they're trying to be like community, fuck you. You have an agenda. I know you do.
Yeah, we have enough other buildings.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's
I go
gotta
down-
be offensive to people that are like Wiccan or atheist and you know what I mean. It's got to be
I don't want
offending
to
to them.
fucking go into church.
Yeah. That's a good
I
point.
got nothing
man.
good to say.
Yeah,
I go up to the voting, like the Fort Worth voting office or whatever that is over there by the juvenile. courts
you know
and
what I've
detention.
started doing though
It's by my
is
neighborhood.
voting early.
Oh yeah, that's not
It-
bad.
voting
yeah.
early is the way to go,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
I used to when I
don't
was
wanna stand
younger.
in
I
line with a bunch
liked
of
the
humans.
excitement of going and standing in line with a bunch of humans and voting for the president.
I don't like humans.
Not anymore,
No.
man.
No.
The more I get to where I don't like humans,
yeah,
I just do it early.
I hate people.
Vote.
Yeah.
I do too.
You almost have to. I mean,
To keep your sanity, you
it's
kind of
sad-
do.
It's sad to say. There's just. I know this is going to be shitty again, but there's just so many people out there
They're
that
just
aren't
assholes.
worthy of your time. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
goddamn, what are you babbling about over
Yeah,
there?
like,
Like,
fuck
what
it.
the
I don't care, man. I don't have time for
Yeah.
that. That's the way I'm getting too.
Yeah,
man.
we're
It's like,
in the
I don't give a
Woolworth
shit anymore.
fucking parking lot. Like, what do I give
Yeah.
a shit about what you're babbling about?
Man,
maybe
when
I'm
the
heartless,
ice thing happened, I was shopping for my parents, and there was a couple that came in and started making a fuss about the management and the bag boy and the lady that was checking them out. Remember how frantic it was in the stores anyway because of the Ice Mageddon?
yeah.
Well, people were already on edge, and these two dipshits, this couple goes in without a mask and starts fucking like starting shit and like, I'm not wearing a fucking mask. And it was so visibly upsetting to the cashier and the bag guy, the bag boy. He was like this 16-year-old kid, and he was like, yeah, and I have breathing problems too, man. It's like people just lose their shit at least 4 times a day, man. I was like, dude,
Bet.
I really sat there and was empathetic with them. I let them bitch because I was the next person behind when they were mouthing off and getting shitty, which is funny. I'm like, why don't you just leave? If you don't like the way the management and the people are treating you, just fucking leave.
Yeah, go
No, but
somewhere
they
else.
made everybody
Right.
miserable and checked out, and they were in front of me. So when they left, everybody that was at my station, my checkout line and stuff, just kind of
Glad
And then-
those fuckers are gone.
right. And then they all started bitching and I was really empathetic towards it. I was like, man, this poor kid, because he was visibly upset.
Man,
And I was like, man, I'm sorry for y'all. I go, I bet y'all have to deal with that a lot. And that must really stink. I'm sorry that those people did that to him. And it's just, people are just fucking dumbasses.
You should
right
have
now.
just
Like,
popped off to him and said, "Don't worry, I sent a text message to my partner sitting outside.
They're going to shoot him.
They're dead. That couple's dead."
Yeah.
their
But
time
it's,
is over.
it's just, in the highways right now are insane. It's like, dude, I don't know if the value of life has gone down or something in America like it was in
Everybody's
Russia.
freaking out.
Everybody's freaking out.
Everybody's angry.
Yeah.
too,
Angry, yes.
Well, you have to
I
pick
know.
a side. You can't just be like in the middle and
Yeah.
and have some leanings both ways.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have to pick a team, and if you're not on my team,
What do
Yeah,
y'all?
it's a lot of
it's-
tribalism, man.
People
A lot
go
of tribalism.
crazy too. Like it just seems like okay, the posted speed limit on 121 in Haltom City is
Yeah.
65
I'm
miles
going
an hour.
80.
I'm going 80, and that's
Yeah.
trying to keep up with fucking traffic. It's
Yeah.
like what the hell?
Yeah.
Like,
I looked down the other day coming back from Lola's from the rummage sale. 183, 121. I'm cruising with traffic. I look down. I'm doing 92,
damn.
and I'm sticking with cars.
yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, what the hell? We're on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's even worse in Dallas.
And if you deviate,
Dallas is even fucking
that's when
worse.
people get cranky.
Yeah.
They start getting pissed.
You know what?
You're not doing 80
Yeah.
in the fucking slow lane.
What?
Fuck you.
Well, it's because I'm trying to get over. I'm out of your way.
I'm
Just let me
trying-
get out of your way,
I'm
man.
Just trying to fucking
Yeah. I hate that. They flash the lights and stuff, and you're like, there's a car in front of me. I
I
can't
can't
do
go
shit.
anywhere.
Man, that's one
There's a
thing
car
I
to the
do
next
not
of me.
do on Texas highways is flash my lights.
No.
I don't flash
anymore,
my lights
man.
at anybody.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to get shot by a 13-year-old
First-
kid.
Yeah, not anymore. That's not my game anymore. If you know what, if you're that pissed and that much in a hurry, let me get the fuck out of your way.
Although I have been. At night, my headlights are extremely bright. And I'll have a lot of people flash me thinking it's my brights.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
hit them with my brights, and they're like, oh, shit, sorry, man.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering that too, and I just stopped flashing people. I'm just like, okay, this asshole, he's got his
Yeah.
brights on, but chances
He'll
are
get pulled
he's
over.
like got a
It's the
Got
new
another
LEDs.
one.
Those
You know,
LEDs are so freaking bright.
And that color too, that white.
I always think
blue
they're gonna
color,
get
it
pulled
really
over. Like they're probably
obscures.
drunk too, and they're gonna get pulled over. So fuck it. What's the point of flashing my lights back? Let's have a
Right.
flash war.
Right. It's helping. It's helping.
It's helping us cope. We're males. My dick is big. Yours is bigger.
I don't want to fall down a COVID-19 rabbit hole
Yeah.
like this episode, but I'm starting to have a feeling that we might shut down again.
I was
Or the
thinking.
There's a
business
lot of
might
people that are
shut
starting
down.
to
I was
feel
thinking
that.
that today,
reading
too.
a lot of shit on the Delta today, and apparently, well, it's the haves and the have-nots. You know, is if you've
Yeah.
been vaccinated or whatever, and then, you know, that's your own decision.
It's so weird how like people are taking it really personally too.
Just like the mask.
like
it's all politicized.
They hate
Exactly.
Dave Grohl because they can't get into a Foo Fighter. Ricky Schroeder can't get into a Foo Fighter show
Yeah.
without that. Like, first of all, Ricky, fuck you.
Come on.
Second of all, you ain't going to a fucking Foo Fighters show, even if you could get in.
You just
and-
showed up to cause a scene.
Yeah, you just showed up.
Well, and thirdly,
so people remember Ricky Schroeder.
you were good
from-
in Lonesome Dove.
I
Yeah.
love Silver Spoons. That
I
was
love
great.
Silver Spoons too, but come on. But it's like
I love Silver Spoons for Aaron Gray, not fucking Ricky Schroeder.
I see a lot of things like news reports and stories going on. You start seeing states starting to buckle back down again, like California's buckle back down, New
Mhm.
York's buckle back down.
Hawaii was, I mean, just to get into fucking Hawaii, like
Hawaii was
I had to
hardcore
take all
the whole
kinds
time.
of, I had to like upload all kinds of shit. I had to fill out all kinds of stuff.
I think they're
and
more
have to
Really?
have
Hide
this,
all
like-
kinds of
aren't
Yeah,
shit.
you have to get like a QR code that
Ew.
follows you throughout the island. You have to put an app on your phone that
Oh, damn, I didn't know that.
that tracks you,
That's scary.
just in case you get like, you know, you get
That's scary.
you come in contact with COVID or whatever, they can notify.
Everybody that
Yeah,
you're
and they're-
around.
yeah, they're
your
like,
safety.
it is for my. And I was like, man,
Did that
Maui's
make you
not that big.
paranoid
They
at
can
all,
track.
though?
No, they can track me all they want. I don't
Yeah.
care. So
That
it's
doesn't
Yeah,
bug
if you don't have anything
I'm
to
at the
hide,
hotel.
it's
You
like-
know?
Ray's at the Dong Beach again.
Yeah, he's at
Yeah.
the Dong Beach.
With
I
his-
know
with
he's
his-
looking at dongs
with
and
his-
smoking bongs.
His dick flip flops on.
He's totally getting COVID from a dong.
I did see some boobies out there, but they were like 8-year-old boobies on like a 65-year-old woman. So it was like, yeah, it was a
That's
little,
always strange.
it was a little odd.
But
yeah,
They're all like pointing
it's
up.
like those are great tits on a. Oh, hey,
Well, you saw Chubbs too, didn't you?
I did. Yeah, that's the guy in the picture, Captain Chubb. I swear he was just walking up and down the beach with this half chub, you know, like just
Oh my
showing off his
gosh.
girthy dong.
Oh my god.
And
Full of
he
girth.
had like what's the funniest thing though? He had like a NASCAR hat on with like some, like, you know, those scrambled
That's
egg
awesome.
wings or something,
Yeah.
you know, on the bill and shit. And he just would walk up the
Scrambled
beach
egg
and walk
wings.
down the beach. And Little Beach is just how it sounds. It's a very little
Yeah.
beach.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you saw him quite often as he came by. And
And did he always have the scrambled egg wings hat on?
hat on, yeah.
And it was NASCAR.
Did he
Yeah.
ever come over and talk to you and then like
No.
jump in a Captain Ron
And the-
pose with his
The guy
Just
that
hanging
we
out?
were
He's
at the
always
beach
at half
with,
mast.
he knew a lot of the people that were sitting around us, and he didn't know that guy. He was a local there, but
So he was like, "That's a pervert."
It's probably
he's
a
like, I don't know
foreigner.
that guy. It
You know,
might have been.
that happens down in Mexico. You'll get people from
Oh,
Europe
yeah.
that come over in their speedos and they'll be
Oh, yeah.
walking around flapping their dong around.
Right.
It's pretty funny.
Hey, there was like, I don't know. There was a dude that was doing a weird workout with a lava rock. It was
Yeah.
like a lava rock. He'd put it behind his head. And,
How's
You
that a
know,
workout? Those
I
things
don't
are
know.
light. They're
Yeah,
porous.
I know.
They don't
Yeah,
have any
yeah.
weight to them.
They
Exactly.
float in water.
It's like
Yes.
air. But what was the
I
funniest
don't
thing?
understand.
He
Was
was
someone
doing,
taping, like, videoing him and shit?
No, like I mean that
Oh.
one. There was one picture we got of me like with the dong guy in the background, but it was kind of risky to like
Yeah.
have your phone out like taking pictures. But there was that one guy that was exercising with the lava rock. He would do push-ups. And he had like his dong and balls were hanging like there's had to be a little divot in the sand where he was just
Pushing it down. Little
And it's-
hole.
It's like they come right to the front of the beach too, where everyone
Can
that's
see
sitting
it.
on the beach.
And this is not an
floor-
official nude
Yeah.
beach,
It's not an official nude beach,
but,
but
it's known.
it's
to-
well known. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Did you pull out the Ray Dong?
I did not. No.
Okay, good.
The Radong.
Yeah, the Radong.
That's a band.
Yeah, Radong.
But you know what's odd is like I think I still
Copyright.
got a little bit of like sunburn on my dong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was
you had
just
like
all
a-
the Gold Bond that I used. It made like a my
Yeah.
dong was ashy.
Yeah.
So what'd you do for sun
Powder-
protection
You
now
didn't powder up
that
enough.
now that they say not to use suntan lotion or sunscreen
What?
at all?
It's not
Did they
all
say
of them,
that
though,
now?
is it?
They've said a lot of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
What's in it?
Cancer.
Carcinogens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carcinogens.
It'll like everything.
Of course.
Well, I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get cancer again from something else besides fucking
Sunscreen.
sunscreen. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
uh,
I'm gonna get it from something fun.
did you?
Yeah. Right.
So, the No Agenda show. Have you listened to it yet of this week? So you hadn't heard about woke Coke yet?
No.
Woke
It's
Coke?
interesting. Woke Coke. Apparently, really wealthy people are starting to like ethnically, or not ethnically. What do you call
Ethnically
it?
cleanse.
Ethically make sure that
There's a difference
there's an
there.
ethical like ethics So what-
Cocaine.
for their Coke that they get, and
So-
they pay a premium
Oh,
because
it's like
not like
it's
slave
not like a
labor.
blood diamond. It's
yeah, it's like,
Cage-free
Exactly.
chickens.
So
Blood
it
diamond.
bypasses my whole theory, the blood diamond cocaine thing.
yeah,
it's
it
all the
does.
same.
Yeah, it is the same.
Blood diamonds are gonna be in Antwerp
You
and
did
in
make
New
that
York
point.
City,
You-
just like regular diamonds because
made
they're
that
all
point.
fucking blood diamonds.
They're all blood
You
diamonds.
did make that point a while
My
back.
point
You're like,
was,
hey,
You'll have people
all these
freak
people that are
out
snorting Tudor all the time. Hey, you know how
about
many
blood
people
diamonds
died?
and how you can't buy them and you can't do this, you can't do that. Diamonds are bad, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They're in Austin
Yeah.
with two
What-
other pair
What-
of feet.
the
doing
shit you
blow
just
off
shoved
the
up your
toilet,
nose
the
is
upper decker.
These diamonds
Just
were
as
grass
bad.
fed
And-
and
It's just as many
cage-free.
people died and
What's
Cage-free Coke.
I've
What's
been
the name
shot.
of that? What's the name of that? De Beers. Like
Beers.
like
Yeah.
De Beers don't have fucking blood on their hands. Give me a break. And like they care. No, they don't care at all.
No, man.
They bathe in blood. They love
I
it.
found it the other
Same
day.
as these
too. I
pharmaceutical
should've-
companies that are making all this money from COVID. They don't give a
Oh,
fuck
man.
if it ever gets under control.
Man, I probably pay close to $100 a month for my medications that I take, and that's with insurance. Like I don't even know what it'd be without
Mine's about
insurance.
that
Sheesh.
much.
Yeah.
So
I think that's an average, Ray.
if I
For most guys our age, it's about $100 a month in
if
drugs.
I get off
With your damn
these
insurance.
drugs,
Yeah.
there's gonna be a hell's gonna come to Frogtown.
you're gonna go grab the
I'll probably go insane.
Stubba arc.
I might start
The
fires.
Stubba arc.
Might burn stuff. I might
Yeah.
start burning churches to the ground.
So
That's
I-
what we need to come back in style, burning churches.
It
You hear that?
is.
You
It's
hear
in,
that?
It is in Canada.
in Canada,
Oh,
Yeah, I
really?
was reading that.
They're doing
Yeah.
it?
yeah, they are pissed.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Native
man.
Americans.
Native Americans are
like,
pissed off at the Catholics because they
"Fuck
keep
these
building
churches."
So they're starting to burn the
these churches on burial grounds.
grounds.
Oh, I was talking about the black metal.
This
broskies
is
over in
this
Norway.
is black metal though,
This
because
is the same thing. Yeah,
Oh, it is?
The
they don't want that Christianity bullshit.
the
like,
Indians, the
building
their- Oh, yeah,
indigenous
yeah.
people, are going in and just setting the
Saying,
churches
"Fuck
on
this shit."
fire, just burning
Yeah.
them, and standing out front. Like, what are you gonna do?
yeah.
It's very Yellowstone-ish.
It's awesome.
I got that. Like, I mean, I was in a very touristy area of Hawaii, but it's still at the same time you can see, like, there was a huge building. It almost looked like that Marfa Prada. It was like a building just in the middle of a field, and it was painted in these huge letters that just said, "We are not American." And
They do not like mainlanders there.
no, and I can see the issues with with the Hawaiian people and I mean, not like I'm delved into it over a 5-day vacation, but I mean, obviously there's some shady shit going on. The same shady shit the white guys did to the Native Americans that lived on the mainland. So
Damn.
There was a bar I went to quite a bit when I was over there. That during the day treat us fucking great. During touristy hours, you go there at night when the locals are there. The service sucked. They treat you like shit and talked all sorts of shit to you right in front of your face. And I
Even
was
after
like,
you've
oh,
hung
this
out
is a
for
different place.
a good minute.
it's like
you started
forgetting
getting
Sarah
in with them?
Marshall. You know?
Yeah,
It's
it
like-
was pretty hardcore, and I was like, God dang! But it's all because of the military over there and stuff
Yeah.
and the shit they.
I think there's like 85% of 80 or 85% of the people like work for the military
Yeah,
over there too. And yeah, I just couldn't believe that when I found out there was an island where like since World War II, the U.S. just they called it the target island because they just shelled it. They just
shell the shit out of it.
yeah, they just shelled it. And they did that until 1993, and that blew my fucking mind. Like I was like, wait, there's a island in like one of the Hawaiian Islands, and the U.S. government is using it as a
Just to
fucking
practice and
target.
shit on.
Like I guess no one lived on it.
No one did. Yeah,
No one lived
And
on it to begin
no
with.
one
but
will be able to live on it for a
Well,
little while
forever,
longer.
Then there's also an island, because I went to Kauai,
Niihau.
where
The Robinsons own it.
yeah,
Yeah, white guy.
There's 60 people that live on it.
Yeah, there's,
And that's
but
just
most
their
of them are like Hawaiian villagers.
Yeah,
But I think like these are probably the only decent like white guys that have come along in the Hawaiian past because they actually upheld all the laws that King Kamehameha the 4th or 5th. I think they sold it to him. They sold that island to him for $10,000 in 1850 or 1860, something like that. And then these people have kept true to their word, and they have not developed.
you can only get there by boat.
And they've just now recently started doing helicopter tours, but the helicopter tours like take off from Kauai,
Yeah,
and they kind of buzz a beach. They don't go anywhere near the villages.
because it's right
anything
across
like that.
from the Nepali coast. It's like straight across there. So like that'd be an easy flight. You just fly along the coast and then fly back over. But yeah, I was like, that blew my mind.
Me too.
And like, if you go over there, it's pretty much well known. You're fair game to be killed or shot,
Yeah.
for trespassing.
Remember
on
that
their
cat
island.
a couple of years ago, that missionary that went to some
Oh,
island?
Sentinel.
Yeah, and they fucking
yeah.
The
killed him.
Sentinelese don't want anybody fucking with them, and I don't blame them.
They
No,
killed
man,
him and
yeah.
ate him, didn't they? Because they're cannibals.
No, I think
I
they
think
stayed
they-
away because they were worried about contamination. I think is why they do it.
I think they
don't
kill
want
they
the
kill them and they
disease
just
and
leave them
stuff.
on the beach.
That's
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
They
just
want
left
they were
them.
like, come get these bodies.
Yeah, we
That's
killed
what
them.
they we get,
Yeah.
Get 'em out of here.
Yeah.
You got trash over here.
These fucking white people, diseased bodies out of here.
Yeah.
Wish I could do that on my street.
I wish
joke.
I could find out what's going on with
Bolt
my neighbor.
Jokes,
Just-
jokes,
I
jokes.
don't know, man.
You have a
Jokes.
crazy neighbor?
I have a weird neighbor that moved in like right as COVID like kind of kicked off like a couple of Marches ago or whenever that fucking was. She's been there about 1.5 years, I guess, and I only know she's a female because I've got her mail. I've never actually seen her, and there for a while, like she's never mowed her lawn, not once. Code compliance comes out and leaves letters in her mailbox, but she never gets them because she never answers her mail. And then there's like all these opened Amazon boxes on her front porch. There's just stuff like, oh, I ordered this, I don't want it. And she just leaves it there. And it's probably been since March that I've seen her put out her trash or recycling bins.
Holy
so
shit.
I don't know what's
She might be
going on
dead.
inside. I mean, I hear somebody getting in a Jeep and leaving in the morning at 6:30. She's a nurse, so I know that she's like
Crazy
gone for
hours
12
and shit.
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear her coming and going. But I've never seen her, and for a while, like all the neighbors on the cul-de-sac were like, "Oh, give her the benefit of the doubt." You know, she's
now you are all
she's a nurse and
starting
she's working with
investigations.
COVID and all this stuff. You know, it's life is hard.
now you are starting investigations.
Well, now that we're all kind of back to somewhat normal, you know, and like I'm mowing my lawn, everybody's mowing their lawns. Like I'm paying somebody to mow my lawn. You
Yeah.
know, like when I can't do it.
What'd you think about that
why won't-
shooting that
Why
happened
won't
last
she
week?
do it?
Well, that's what that was.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the same
it's-
exact thing.
It was a code enforcement, and the fire department showed up, or the city
Cops, I
workers.
thought too.
City
showed
workers showed up to mow this guy's lawn
Oh,
because it
yeah.
was a forced.
knocked on the door, and
Where
then
was this?
Yeah.
In Texas?
Yeah, in Fort Worth.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Down there,
guy started blasting.
like Chisholm Trail area down south side.
Well, you know,
Fort
this will
Worth.
happen at
Or no, Saginaw.
door.
It was in Saginaw.
Oh, it was.
That's right. It was in Saginaw, and
No.
he got pissed
Saginaw.
and said, "Don't fucking mow my lawn," and started shooting at him.
Yeah,
They turned into a standoff for
a
like
few
6
hours.
hours.
Yeah.
something like
you know,
that.
like it's not like it like I've seen that like, you know, my friends and neighbors have planted a bunch of wildflowers in their yard, and you know, you let them grow in the springtime and let your yard get all crazy, but it's flowers.
Yeah,
And then, you know, in the summer you cut that shit and
yeah.
Move
keep
on.
it. Yeah, you got to cut it once or twice. This year has been a little weirder because it's been not as hot, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't understand like what's going on next door to make this person like not.
Function
Not
Is
like
that,
a
the
normal
only,
human.
is that the only thing that she's doing that's really weird? Is the yard shit, or is she doing some other
The
crazy
yard,
shit?
the mail,
Like, is she being
there
rude
used
to
to
people
be-
and stuff?
No,
or-
no, I've never seen her. Never. I don't even know what
She's
she
like
looks
a-
like.
So we don't need a welfare check.
I don't think so. I
She might-
think she used to have a dog because there was a dog.
She might be a
I
time
would
traveler.
find these huge fucking turds in my yard, and I
dude.
actually thought it was my other neighbors because I can hear dogs barking in their backyards. But then I'd see this kind of older German Shepherd like just running loose, and then
Yeah.
it would kind of haul ass back in her backyard. And I don't know. I guess like their dog was there for a while because there's a bag of dog food that Amazon delivered or something that's never been open.
She
Been
just
there-
has shit sitting on her porch.
Yeah, yeah.
She's a porch pirate's dream.
I know, and it's just gonna lure all of them. Like the one day that I get a fucking package is
Yeah.
when
Right.
They're
the
all
porch
gonna hit.
pirates are gonna be like,
They
"There's
just
this
hit this
house
dude.
over there with a bunch of shit. Everybody's got shit. Let's grab it." You know, so
Stubbs, Dustin, is that you?
I'm just glad
Fuck.
she doesn't have a pool or anything like that because
Oh,
it would just be
gosh.
mosquito fucking heaven.
Gross.
You know,
Yeah, mosquitoes are
Hmm.
bad this year in Texas.
they are.
It's
They're
always
real
bad
bad.
in Texas,
Real
but this
bad.
year it's really
Because
bad.
we've been super wet.
Yeah.
They're just spreading COVID too.
Nah,
Just delicious.
Is that not how it
COVID.
works?
Yeah.
No.
That's
So I
not
wanted
how it
to,
works.
before we get to the end of the show, I did want to talk about the Blue Origin flight this morning.
God, that was awkward.
Very awkward. We joked about it earlier,
And
talking
fun.
about the
The phallic nature.
the dildo flying through
Oh,
space.
Fucking crazy.
Like, really, Bezos, you need to shape your rocket like a dick.
Yeah.
No one sat
Yeah.
around going, "This looks like a fucking dick."
NASA for 50 years has had the little
Yeah.
pencil-shaped rockets. So
Yeah. You don't need to put
Yeah.
a head on this thing.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
bulbous.
that is
Yeah.
that's got to be
A
like
yogurt
the
shooter.
biggest display of like giant truck syndrome
Yo,
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
ever seen.
that is.
Yeah.
That is.
You know, like a giant 4x4 is just too small. I need
See-
a fucking 10-story cock-shaped
Yeah.
rocket
See, the-
with
the
big.
most-
veins going down it.
Yeah.
the most
That was the
hideous
other
part-
thing was the paint job was weird.
Yeah.
And when it got off,
Yeah,
you
it
got
was,
way
it
up in
was
the air.
weird.
You're like,
What the hell?
that does look veiny.
See, I can't. Like, I understand it was funny and it was awesome, but I just can't get past that. We're just kind of ignoring the fact that all these rich people are trying to get the fuck off the earth so quick.
Let them
Yeah.
go.
Let 'em
Get
go.
the fuck out of here.
The
No shit. Let us burn.
Just
the
We'll have fun at least
leave
down
Amazon. But
here. Leave us people alone.
Take Trump with you.
So
Just load them all up.
he took up his brother,
I will
which
not
looks
get on
just
the
like
plane.
him, just taller.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was
like-
strange.
I thought that was Wally Funk, but then Wally Funk is the woman.
Is the woman?
Yeah,
She's from Grapevine.
I
saw
didn't know
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Though
saw
this
that.
whole time when they were saying Wally Funk, I was just thinking of this, like, oh, that's like an old astronaut.
Sounds like a cool
guy.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a female.
Sounds like
Yeah.
someone
Well,
you
what's,
drink
her,
a
what's her name?
yellow belly with.
Wally Funk.
I mean, is this Wally short for something? Walinda or
That's all I've ever
Walla-
known her as.
Wallaroo?
Flying Wallen.
That's all I've
Yeah.
ever known her.
Well,
and
how-
then,
how long have you known her?
Walla
For a
Walla
while.
Wendy?
I mean, she's been part of the space program for a while. She
Yeah.
just never got to go up.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
trained and
I-
trained and never got to
Did
go.
she ever
I
go
just-
down?
I guess I never realized
She's a
that
fucking
name
astronaut,
was
right.
attached to a woman and
Yeah.
not a man.
It is
so-
strange. I expected a
Yeah.
robot.
And then that kid. First off, fuck that kid.
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh, there's a
And
kid
fuck
that
his,
went up on it?
fuck his dad too for
He's
paying
the
the
youngest
28
kid.
million.
How old was he?
He's 18.
18.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he's just up there, yeah, this is fun, yeah. Now, I want to talk about this flight. Now, this is better than what old Virgin
Yeah.
Galactic
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. You know, they went up.
Sir Richard
Sir
Branson.
Richard Branson. They just flew up, did a backflip for, like, they were in orbit for like 4 to 5 minutes and then came back down.
Right.
These guys went up in a rocket, were up there for 11 minutes, got to do a bunch of cool stuff. You know, and 11
Ours
minutes
goes
is
to 11.
Mhm.
there you go. And then they just drifted back down on their little head of their dick, the little bulbous head,
Little mushroom helmet.
and he floated back down. Now, all this launched from Van Horn, which is badass.
Yeah.
Could have gone out there and watched the launch. Fun drive out there. And then they landed like 100 miles away
Yeah.
from Van Horn. And I don't know.
It's interesting and ridiculous at the same
It is.
time. It's hard to like. I mean, I've always loved the space program. You know, growing up as a kid in the 70s and 80s, it was like, yeah, you know, it was cool.
Yeah.
But you don't want to.
And you're launching from here now.
Yeah,
right.
It was always like they're
Cape
going to launch
Canaveral.
Cape Canaveral, or
Yep.
you know. Then you start hearing once things started getting more privatized. Then okay, they're going to launch from South Carolina. Or they're going to launch from
Mhm.
California. You're like, well, shit,
Now
nothing's
it's
ever.
all Texas.
Now you've got the coast down there at what is it, by Padre,
SpaceX.
and then you've got this
Out
going
by
on in
Waco.
Van Horn, and then you also have the one in Waco by
Elon.
yeah, that's also his
SpaceX.
that other SpaceX facility. That's right outside of Waco.
So is it cheap land, or is there something about this area
I bet.
geographically?
I
bet
bet
it's-
Greg Abbott gives them a hand job,
I
and
bet it's-
then
I bet it's
Dan
a bit
Patrick
of
gives
all
them
three.
a hand job,
Yeah.
It's probably a little bit of all three.
and then Ken Paxton
Sadly, it's
gives
probably a
them
lot of that.
crooked eye hand
It
job.
probably
Right,
is.
Yeah.
That's the thing that sucks. It's probably more of that than anything. A bunch of lubing each other.
They should have
Yeah.
shot Abbott on up with this,
They should have.
Oh, I wish that-
and then just open the door.
Him
and
and Dan Patrick.
Man, that
Give him the
melty
boot.
faced motherfucker. I at this point in time, I would vote for Matthew
Oh,
McConaughey.
fuck yeah.
oh, I would too.
Like not even.
we
a
could talk
second
about
of
that
thought.
blue light.
Yeah.
That blue light.
JKL, man.
Dude, if
Yeah.
he didn't quote Rust Colt
All
the
right,
whole
all right,
time,
all right.
or Dazed,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Oh, that'd be great. You know, give
Just-
Time
him
is a flat circle.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
the.
That'd be freaking great. But I think it is weird that these guys are just like, yeah, I've got money.
So I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
to
We're going to
space.
build giant Estes model rockets and shoot ourselves to the.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever
And
happened
the
to
D
being
engine,
VIP at
C
the,
engine.
Yeah.
just being
Put a
VIP
bunch
at
on
the
'em.
Yellow Rose isn't a thing anymore. It's just like now I got to go up into space and stuff.
Well,
And-
Yeah.
I was kind of confused about, you know, so the kid's dad paid like $28 million to
Dad's
go
just trying to get rid of
to
the
go
kid
up
is
in
what's going
there.
on. He wants that
Yeah,
fucking
like-
kid out of the house.
and like, but what does Jeff Bezos need fucking $28 million for? To hold the door open or something? Like, what? You know, why would he even charge him? Like, just
That's the crazy thing.
It's a good point.
He didn't charge Wally.
right.
She didn't pay for it. He didn't charge his brother. That kid is the only one that had to pay for the flight.
Yeah, he probably paid for the gas.
Yeah.
Pitching
That's
for
probably-
gas,
Beer
bro.
money. Beer money.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you
got
want to go,
50 cents for gas.
you just got to
man.
pay for gas, man.
All right, man.
Cool.
Hey,
What's up there?
I can't fill it up.
We
but-
also have a space launch that we have audio from too. By the way,
Oh yeah, we do.
that we went up in
Buck
space
Rogers?
when
once,
we
yeah.
went up to
Oh.
space.
Yeah, we accidentally did shrooms before we left. Right? Isn't
Yeah,
that it?
we took the wrong pills and we
Yeah.
took a bunch of shrooms before we launched into
shroom
space.
pill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we probably got a lot of Buck Rogers samples and
Yeah.
shit on that record. So
you do actually.
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
That's cool. A
I
lot of
don't know.
kids today,
Buck
you mentioned
Rogers
Buck
and
Rogers. They're like,
Conan.
who? What
yeah,
are you talking about?
I don't know why it costs so much to go though. That is dumb.
yeah, should be free.
What was the price again? The kid
Already
paid
paid for it.
28 million.
I think it was 28
$28
million.
million, dude.
And that doesn't even really seem like a whole bunch. Like,
How much did Branson's? It was only like 500,000 or something like that.
Oh,
He
I
got
was
the
just thinking
Costco
like maybe
version.
the cost of rocket fuel has gone up. It's like
Inflation.
10,000 a gallon. You know, when it used to be like 6,500
So-
a gallon.
You mean they
is
don't
it-
fill them up with water and just pump them up?
Well, yeah, those are. You get that.
Those are
D, you
awesome
get those
toys.
the C
It's
and
my
D
favorite summer toy.
rockets. You know, from Estes.
Yeah.
So the guy, the flat earther guy that built his own rocket,
Oh, Jesus.
He didn't do as well as
his
these
was
guys.
air pressure. It
Oh, yeah.
wasn't a rocket launch.
Are
he
you
was
talking
Just had a
about
big
that
air
movie?
compressor.
the guy that wanted to shoot up
Yeah.
and see if
The movie
He
about the
died.
flat
Large.
earthers.
I didn't see the movie, but
But he
his
died.
rocket was
He went up-
really
Yeah. Oh,
high
Shot
pressure.
up and came down.
You gotta watch. You gotta
The
watch
parachute
that
didn't
movie.
open?
It's really good. It's. I mean, I shouldn't say it's really good. It's really fucked up.
What's
and
it called?
sad.
Is it a documentary?
It's a documentary, but it kind of it's called like Beyond the Curve or something like that, having to do with the curvature of the Earth.
Earth?
A play on words, but it's like it's mostly the story about these flat earthers, and then. You kind of get the more you get into it, it becomes like it's almost like a contest between the flat earthers.
Is this the one
to
where they
see
use
who
the
can
laser?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they do all these
Okay.
tests like to try and prove that the Earth is flat, and every time they prove that the Earth is curved, and they're like, well, there's something going on here. We got to test this somewhere else, and then they go test it somewhere else, and it's the same results. The Earth is curved, and in the end, I just thought it was like a bunch of flat earthers trying to outdo each other. Like, who's got the most YouTube followers? Who's the flattest of the
Isn't
flat
that how the whole thing
earthers,
started?
you know?
Was trolling? It was just a big troll at first.
Yeah,
I
a lot
wouldn't
of
doubt
people
it.
think it
People
was
started really
made
getting
on
into it.
4chan, that
Yeah,
it
the
was
whole
just a whole
QAnon,
joke.
Everything that has been mainstream in politics
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been made
Has
on
been a
4chan.
Yeah. I think that's how the whole white supremacy hand symbol started. You couldn't do AOK anymore. You couldn't be like
Yeah.
that anymore because they said
And
that
you're like, what?
They
There's
made
a
it up on
W?
they
there.
made it up
Something
on there, and then next thing you know, people started taking it serious. And then white supremacists took it on, and then there you go.
Yeah, now
I'm
you can't
sorry.
Created some dumb shit.
I'm sorry. I don't have another hand signal to give to the sound man to let
That
him know
everything's
everything's okay, because thumbs up means turn it up.
Turned
Yeah.
up.
And then you go like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's somebody's going to take a picture and go, raise a white supremacist.
John,
I
I'm
am
gonna
so
cancel you
doing
so
that.
quick.
Fuck
Next,
Cancel me.
if I
Do
come
me
out
a
on
favor.
Saturday,
This
I'm canceling
Saturday.
you, man.
Yeah.
I
I'm
hope to
bringing my
God
camera
I hope
Saturday.
the sound guy's really good, and you immediately like,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Awesome.
Like, cha-ching. Got him.
Look at this
I'm
white
ready.
supremacist.
Now we can extort him. We can extort him.
God, no.
It's great.
Great.
Well, then you could just
As
say
you
that it was.
step off the stage.
Yeah,
Oh my
you could just
God.
say that you were drunk off of white lightning at that point, or
Yeah.
whatever it was that.
I
Phil
went
said.
to a Klan
Okay.
rally and I got
White
all
lightning.
fucked up. And
We're
then
talking
I had
about
to
the
play.
white wine, not the supremacy and the world dominant, all that stuff. We weren't talking about that.
Man,
man.
it's
You got to be careful these days.
I can't. I can't believe I can and I can't.
It's
You know,
crazy.
the world.
There's so many landmines you can
The
step
world
in.
really
So many.
fucking sucks. But
Yeah.
the earth,
Landmines,
but
bear traps, everything.
the earth is so cool, and the
Yeah,
world
people would just take time
fucking
out. And,
sucks so hard. You know,
So-
It's this.
the rocket thing, wasn't there another weird thing that happened? I think there might be a show about it too, where the dude like said that his son got taken away in hot air balloons and stuff, and it
Oh,
was
yeah.
all a
It was a
scam.
fake.
Guy in
Mhm.
Colorado.
Yeah,
that was the fake thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it was all fake and
They
stuff.
hit him in the attic.
Yeah.
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 What was the thought process?
I
Like,
don't
why
know.
what did they think they were going to accomplish by doing?
Yeah,
that? Like,
they're gonna
what
get-
was the scam that
They're
they're going
gonna
to make a
get
bunch of money
likes
on?
on Facebook. Or
Is this
get
one of those
hits
things
on-
like you're like,
Exactly.
They're
this
gonna
is
get
funny,
TikToked?
and then you realize it's gone too far?
Yeah,
like
you're
this is a
like,
funny
okay,
joke.
Yeah,
Oh
Yeah.
shit,
Oh,
the
shit,
cops are
somebody
involved.
called the
Now what do I do?
cops.
No, now the
Oh,
FBI is involved.
Shit, the media's here.
Fuck.
And the FBI. Oh my God,
Yeah.
this is a nationwide story.
What are we
How am
gonna
I going
do?
to get out of
CPS.
this? I don't know.
So you're saying that it just snowballed? There was no plan,
I don't know.
well thought
but-
plan.
I think there was.
I think there was too.
yeah.
There was some kind of
There
payoff
had
they
to
were
have been.
thinking they were going to get.
Because they said he was going to sit him in the chair and shoot the balloons out with a BB gun. But the balloons, like he
That's good
dropped the BB
parenting.
gun or something and it blew him off into space.
Dude,
or
if it
some
worked,
shit.
if it would have worked, that would have changed the world. Because all these kids today would have just been like, "I
Flying
need some
around
helium, mom.
balloons.
Well, did you ever
I need a
see
tank of helium
the
gas."
that MythBusters show did the chair with balloons?
Oh yeah.
And how many,
How
it
many
would
did it
take?
It took a lot.
A whole
Really?
lot. Like I think the area size of all the balloons they used, the latex balloons, was like 2 hot air balloons worth.
What?
Oh,
It
really?
was a shit ton of balloons that it took to lift someone off the ground.
So how's a hot air balloon do it then when it's like it's
Yeah.
constantly feeding it heat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got heat
So-
that's pushing
Heat
you out.
rises, yeah.
And I guess if you do that with just some balloons that you got at Chuck E. Cheese, you're gonna probably
Melt.
melt
No.
them, huh?
Yeah.
Can we talk about balloons for a second?
Yeah.
Let's
we
talk
do
about
balloon
balloons.
talk.
Can I tell you how much I hate balloons?
I'm not a big balloon fan anymore either.
Honestly, I think they should be outlawed
like a
and,
trailer.
and
Right.
taken off the
Let me
air.
call Party
People
City
and balloons.
and cancel the balloon bouquet I was bringing you on Saturday.
Yes, please do that. I just think it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like it's literally it's trash. It's
Yeah, it is.
latex
It's trash.
and rubber
It's fucking-
and mylar.
You
Because
always,
I live by the cemetery, so that shit constantly blows into our yards.
you always
you
got
know,
those
that
assholes that
sucks.
come up
Have
to your,
balloons.
Mylar never biodegrades. You
You
know,
always got those assholes that come
rubber.
up to your table and start making puppy dogs and shit, trying to get your fucking kids
Yep.
to pay for, like, give them $20 for a
And
tip.
The bad thing
like,
about the
It's all bad
Mylar
shit.
is they always somehow find power lines
yeah,
and it
yeah,
knocks out a neighborhood. For,
right.
a month.
And I just think it's funny too, because like I'm watching. Let me rephrase that. I don't think it's funny. I think it's shitty that I watch all these crime shows, and at the end, it's always a family like releasing a bunch of balloons, like, "Oh, here's for our
That's the
loved
first
one."
48
And
ender
it's
right there.
like, what the fuck? You just threw like a yard of rubber and latex into the ocean,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And then every time you do, how
do you
many
think
times is
about,
that
like,
going on
You
the
just
world?
killed a dolphin.
What do you think
You
about like
did.
the Japanese and stuff that do the candle thing that goes up?
Well,
in the air?
those
are
That's
fine.
pretty
paper.
cool, right?
Yeah,
They're paper.
Those are
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, do the Viking thing.
Yeah,
the
and
Viking
if it
thing's-
burns somebody's house down, well, that house just shouldn't have been there. I guess.
Yeah,
No.
Chinese lanterns are paper, so
Yeah,
that's
they're
okay.
paper.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they'll-
And it's
we're
just
good
like
with
a little
that.
tea light or a little
Just-
tea candle or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But I
So
don't know. But nobody talks about it. It's like just this blatant littering, and I mean, it's not like there aren't fucking trash islands floating around in the ocean that need any more
Yeah.
fucking cliffs made out of them.
Did you ever do the thing in elementary school where you filled out a postcard and tied it to a balloon and let it go?
No, no.
So we did that in class.
Can't do that anymore because of serial killers. And
We did
rapists.
that. Yeah. Like when I was in third grade, we
Look
filled
here.
out a postcard and they're like,
It's a
hey,
6-year-old
this
kid's
was,
address
this
right
was
here."
sent by a balloon. Well, you put the school's address.
Oh,
So
don't
you
put
fill
your
out
home
school
address?
No, you don't put the home
Damn.
address.
Damn
and you put on there something cute, and you say, hey, if this is found, blah blah blah. And you would go outside with like the entire third grade class, so there'd be like,
Yeah.
30.
200 kids
yeah.
standing out there, and you'd all let balloons go at the same time with these cards and watch them blow off. You're like, okay, let's see where they go, and they hit the jet stream and they take off, and you're like, but we had a couple come back.
They
Later
went
in the
around the
year.
world, huh?
No, one was found in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and you're
That's
like,
cool.
No, back then you're like, oh, that's really neat, that's cool. But now I'm like, Jesus,
That's a long ways.
that's
Yeah.
a long ways. Where'd the rest of these balloons go?
Yeah.
Out into the Pacific.
Well, you hear those crazy stories about animals and stuff that get separated from their owners sometimes, and they travel like thousands of miles and figure out a
Yeah.
way to get back home.
Your dog shows up like 8
That's
months
nuts.
later. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
How much
Yeah.
would that freak you out,
It would
man? If
be
you're
crazy.
just sitting there, you're just burned a lefty, and you're sitting there hanging out, just kind of chilling, watching TV, and all of a sudden,
Your dog shows
your
up.
dog shows up that's been missing for like 2 years, and he just made a trip from like Alaska.
Yeah, yeah.
That would throw
And
me
found
for a
you.
loop.
Found you in
I'd be like,
Texas.
well, you need some water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thirsty? Hungry boy?
Yeah, man, that's wild.
Then he dies a week later.
Yeah.
Aw.
No, the humans die.
Yeah, to get
That's who dies. a
to
week
get
later.
dark really quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Everyone dies. I was watching
We
this
all die.
weekend.
Even you.
Somehow, I'm cruising around, and a documentary came up about Colombia blowing up
I
over
watched
Texas,
The nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
I
how
was home from school that day
Um,
watching it.
Oh no, not the.
No, the Challenger.
not,
Oh,
not
I got
the
you.
Columbia
The one
that
that-
re-entered.
Yeah,
because
where
that was on the
parts-
weekend.
where
That's
parts
right.
were falling all over Texas.
That's right.
Well, that's what
Okay.
they were talking about. Was they were talking about the parts.
Yeah, they were scattered.
Collecting, and I've got a sign of the highway sign out here for that they the digital one. It says if space shuttle parts are found, call this number,
Yeah.
and blah blah blah. I was like, man, that's crazy. I'd take a picture of it. It's like you'll never see that again.
Well, that's the thing.
They
So
want
when
that
that
shit.
happened, I always thought that at some point there's going to be some trading and like on eBay or stuff.
That's what was talked about in
Is-
the documentary.
Has that happened?
Yes.
I knew it.
So these people were arrested.
I should
That's what
be a
they got
space
into.
detective.
Well, first off, they talked about the disaster.
detective.
What happened, how quick it happened, because they re-entered over California. They lost. It started shaking apart as it left California. It's coming over Arizona, and everything starts breaking down about Arizona, New Mexico, and when it gets to Texas, that's when it just shatters.
Yeah.
And then most of the stuff fell in
It was a Sunday
Louisiana.
morning.
Some fell back on the, in East Texas, but a majority of the bigger stuff fell in Louisiana.
Swamps and shit.
In the swamps and stuff,
Yeah.
but they were talking about how many people immediately started collecting stuff and holding on to it
Yeah.
and selling it in the black market, and how many parts they're still gone, and how even all these years afterwards the feds will find out about someone trying to sell something and go bust them.
I have a friend that he's a hunter and has a lease out somewhere in like around Throckmorton,
Yeah.
kind of west of here. And
I was just there.
and the landowner that has the lease found a piece of the space shuttle back when it happened, or it was about a year after it happened, and tried to call NASA and everything, say, hey,
Put him on hold.
yeah, and they were like,
If you know
Yeah,
the
just
name of the
keep-
person you would like to
Really?
speak to,
yeah, so
press
they
1.
got it hung up in like their deer shack or whatever.
That's
If you
cool.
have found a piece of the
Shit.
space shuttle, press 2.
That was a weird day. I was.
Well, I hope the feds don't come to your place now, man.
Yeah.
You just said that on a podcast. We need to know about this friend you have, sir.
Yeah.
That was the day I toured the Baker Hotel for the first time.
Yeah.
Out in Mineral Wells.
Mm.
But I remember driving out there, messing around out there, driving back. Was they kept breaking in with that National Weather Service sound onto the radio about space shuttle debris and space shuttle parts, and then talking about how shit could keep falling from the sky for
For
hours.
like days. Oh, I thought it was days.
Yeah, they were like, at night you may still see stuff falling from the sky.
Wow.
It's like, what?
That's crazy.
That happened in the morning. Because
Yeah.
I was here watching it come in and was like, what the hell? And
I
then
wa-
heard it and went outside and was
Yeah.
like, holy shit, you could see it. You know,
Yeah.
just it was a beautiful blue day with the street just
Yeah. It was a nice
shattered.
Sunday. I was hungover in bed. Just saw the news started breaking in and they're freaking out, and I was like, "Whoa, man, that's crazy." I'm going back to sleep.
We had I went to elementary school and shit out near Eagle Mountain.
Mhm.
And I think it was when I was in middle school, actually. There was a F-16 that crashed just off of Boat Club Road, kind of close to Secret Harbor and the landing and all that shit
Mhm.
down there.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
that.
So they crashed, and I guess just for safety reasons or whatever, they sent all the kids home from school. And like, of course, we were on the phone immediately as soon as we got home from school, and we were getting a posse together to like go out there.
Let's go find it.
Yeah, we know it's on a Fancy Youngblood's farm out there, and we know there's a sewer ditch we can get across the road, but it was like a couple hours after it happened, we were probably out there, and we went under the ditch, went through the ditch, went under the road, hiked to Fancy Youngblood's farm, and all this shit, and there was like there were seriously, it was like a movie, there were like
People out
vehicles
there and
driving
shit.
around,
Yeah.
and like there was military out there, and we got out there, we sat in like in the bushes until everyone left, really. And I mean, they had all that shit picked up by the time we got there, and we were just out there looking at this big like black
Burn
on the ground, and there you'd find like an occasional wire or a screw, but
Yeah.
I mean, they came out there and they grabbed everything, because we were hoping, like, we were kids, we were like, man, it'd be cool to have the stick
the
or
machine
some
gun.
of
Yeah.
the, something with knobs on it. We didn't see anything, and we thought we were cool, just like kind of dodging the jeeps and stuff.
That
as
is
they
cool,
drove
though. That's a
around,
cool
and
story.
It
That's
was
kind of
fun.
badass.
Yeah.
It was fun, but we didn't get anything.
Glad you didn't get shot and killed by some
I know.
agent.
And I think the guy, the pilot, like, he ejected well before the plane crashed, so nobody
Yeah.
got killed.
Do you remember when the B-52 crashed in Lake Worth?
Yeah.
And they kept it
I don't
fenced
remember
off?
Oh,
when it
yeah,
happened,
it was
but
fenced
yeah,
off for
ever.
years.
Yeah.
They finally pulled it out. and
I
got
remember
everything.
people,
Good.
saying, like, when I would like, what is that fence there for? And my neighbor, who never told me the truth ever, because I was a rube from fucking upstate New York. He liked to school me on Texas things the
pull
hard
your
way.
chains and
Yeah.
stuff and
Like, go up to
fuck with you.
that chicken. It won't, they're friendly. Like, fucking thing pecked my eyes out.
Sorry, I'm not laughing
Yeah.
at your trauma.
I forget where I was even going with that, but somebody took advantage of me at some time, and it was really
really
hurtful.
sucks.
Where did they
Very
touch you?
hurtful.
Show us
Very
on the doll.
We should have a doll in here. Instead, we got a bunch of dildos.
We need one. Show us on the Boba Fett doll.
Show us on the dildo which part was your favorite.
How far it went.
I like the veins.
I like the
Looks
way.
just like Bezos' a rocket ship. Have you guys?
Man, you should have just gone with it and done the full on, like, put a little, like, fucking slit up at the top and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
done the.
maybe
I
something.
mean, if you're gonna do
like
it,
some things that shoot
Yeah.
out, like a little like light up board that.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Or
I bet you
maybe
the
right before it
aliens-
took off, just a little sparkler, just.
I bet the aliens on the moon were like, "Oh, nice. These are really intellects. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
These are really smart people."
Yeah, what's all these stories like? Supposedly the Earth is surrounded by ships,
aliens.
extraterrestrial
Waiting.
spaceships, just
Laughing.
waiting and watching,
Yeah.
and
I
they
mean,
see this little dildo,
dildo.
shoot up. They're like,
Yeah. At this point, the aliens.
those guys really like dicks.
Yeah. At this point, I think the aliens would just be like, you know what? We don't need to even really waste the ammo. Let's just let these fuckers do their thing for a few more years, and they'll take care of it. The problem will be
Yeah.
solved.
Yeah, this planet's lame, man. Let's
Yeah.
get out of here. Let's go to a cooler planet,
ET,
man.
Yeah.
let's go, bro.
Good,
Let's get out of here, man.
good Nyborg, man.
This
These aliens sound really cool. Kind of want to hang out with them
the
now.
entire human race is just worried about their sexual parts.
Have you guys ever noticed how much are you guys Californication fans?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
love
yeah.
California.
Have you guys
Fuck
ever? I mean, you guys ever noticed how much Bezos looks like fucking Runkle?
He
he
exactly.
does.
I mean, exactly. Like
that guy also played in
Runkle
Sex and the
Bees.
City.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he looks just like
Runkle
him.
Bees.
Is Californication streaming on Showtime or is it Showtime?
Showtime.
Yeah,
I love that
that's a
show.
good show.
That
dude.
show was
Love
great.
it.
Um,
You want to hate him, you know, because he's
Yeah,
such a fucking
but then
asshole.
there's times you're like,
But
dude,
he's
he's cool as shit.
He's lovable too,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And
Towards
whole
the end of
time
it,
I'm wanting him to
it
get
got-
back together with that.
The
you
last
know, with
season,
his
the last season got
woman, but-
hokey. You're like, okay.
well, at
this
the
is
end, everything
stupid.
started calming down. He started becoming a human.
Yeah,
I like
more
all
or
the fucked
less,
up
but-
situations he'd get into with when he was high. Like
Yeah.
just it was like he was always getting into shit right after. Like he'd be smoking and then fucking what the like was it? God, like, there's so many scenes of that. Was it? I can't remember, man. He was at some party or something. No, I'm thinking of American Beauty now, where the guy smokes the weed with the
Kevin
the,
Spacey.
yeah, Kevin
Yeah.
Spacey smokes weed with the waiter. Or something. But it just seemed like that. What's his name was always fucking getting in fucked up situations when he was high. But then his character was always high.
Yeah.
What
So-
was awesome was how fucked up he was, as just a normal human
How
being.
women just loved his writings.
And then you go out to his car, and his car's all beat up and
Beat up
destroyed.
Porsche.
The Porsche. And you're like, yeah. I mean, there's no
Fits the
backstory
profile.
to that
Yeah.
whatsoever, but it's just like,
It's really great how the Porsche
it
degrades
fixes-
too,
yes.
all
Yeah.
through the seasons. Like
Yeah.
he never gets
Totally
it
degrades.
fixed. It
Never.
just
That's what I do with my cars, though, man.
the lights just
I do
get
the same
dimmer
shit.
and the paint gets like less.
Like if you went
Yeah.
and saw my truck at my parents' house, you'd be like, "Yeah, that's Matt. Fucking just doesn't take care of shit. Like I got a fucking rear view mirror that's bashed. I got like a dent like on the side. I got like fucking the AC or the heater doesn't work. The AC works, but the heater doesn't work. It's like the bumper's all crooked and shit.
Who needs to
Blood
be warm?
stains on the bumper.
And it happened. That's the thing. Anytime I buy a car, it gets wrecked. Like no shit. I'll be struggling to make the payments.
Do you
'cause
have to steal them?
Yep.
Yeah. You found out if you buy them, you break them, but if
Right.
you steal them, they
They're
last
cool.
forever.
Right.
He knows neighborhoods where the keys are left in the ignition of these cars.
Oh yeah.
Every
Just
badass
Toyota
new vehicle I've
Camrys
ever
is-
had, it's like fucking immediately bashed.
Toyota Camrys, as far as the eye can see.
Yeah.
Hey, have y'all had an issue over there? Do you live over there too?
No,
Oh, you don't?
no, I'm out in
With the thievery
sticks.
of the
Where's the sticks?
engine
Weatherford.
parts.
Oh, you're Weatherford's
Hey,
fine.
we
I
might
mean,
move out there pretty soon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
come
family
on.
lives out there
Yeah, come on.
on the
out.
west side. But have y'all had a problem in your neighborhood with
Stealing car parts.
catalytic converters getting stolen and
Not-
cut off?
Not yet, but you know what? There's a group of people that
Tweakers?
That yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. You know, all the
Pockets.
all the meth gamblers that go to the meth gambling dens, but they steal all kinds of weird
Yeah.
shit. They will
It was
steal
copper for a while.
They
Remember
steal
you
the
had to-
plants. They'll steal your potted plants off the front porch.
What do you
'cause
do
they
with
can-
those?
They resell them to people on other streets and
Yeah.
shit.
On
No, dude,
Etsy.
I know
Yeah.
a dude. I know
Yeah.
a dude that may or may not have been a fence for a while, and people were fucking coming to him all the time with like fucking just random shit, like
Yeah,
dog
weed
collars,
eaters,
dog collars that they were
anything-
stealing that were treated for fleas and ticks out of Walmart.
anything people
Like-
can like steal off of a porch.
All of a sudden, the tweakers started stealing those out of WalMarts and taking them. And then you had the copper, where now you got to show like
Yeah.
65 forms of ID to buy any fucking copper
Right,
or
right.
sell copper.
Or to
now.
sell
He's like,
copper.
what
It's
the
a big
hell?
ordeal.
I was loving it though when
You
dudes
can't
were
get
getting
Can you
fried.
get good Sudafed anymore?
Dudes were getting fried on those big giant
Yeah.
fucking electrical trees, you know,
Yeah.
and getting the fuck fried out
Fucking
of them.
meth
And
heads
it's like
fuck
we had
everything
people
up.
getting-
one less of you.
We had people thinking they were, stealing our copper cables and stuff, and we cut into something and get electrocuted. You come out and
Yeah.
see char marks or outlines of bodies or whatever. And you're
Yeah,
like,
They
what the
fuck everything
Speaking
up.
of,
man.
did you hear that? My girlfriend was telling me about that guy over in Dallas that had to have his arms amputated because I think what had happened is there was a storm and his line from his house was down and he stepped on it or touched it somehow
his wife.
and
They
it
electrocuted
like
him.
fucked his hand. You know, all the energy, all the power just goes. You know, like fucked his hands up really bad, and they were so fucked up that they took one of his arms off.
They just had a benefit for him, right?
And then they had to take the other one off.
At a double wide.
Yeah, he was like a music producer and just like a scene guy, I guess.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of him, but I was just hearing
didn't
the
know him
story,
either.
and you know, like Laura was telling me, like, oh yeah, he's got a new baby, he rides a motorcycle, and it's just like, oh my god, he's a
That sucks,
musician,
man.
and it's like he's just lost his arms, can't hold his baby, can't ride his motorcycle, can't play his.
So he just
guitars.
fell, and then he naturally went and just picked it up or something?
I
or
don't
what?
know
How
the
did-
story. I
Yeah.
don't know what happened, but I mean, I've seen things where I've seen stories where people get hit by lightning and their arms
Yeah.
blow off or
They
their
fucking
legs
always,
blow
your,
off.
your shoes always fall off. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's just I guess it's just the surge of,
Yeah.
of
Energy and
electricity
shit.
exiting your body. You know.
Yeah.
Had a cousin that got struck by lightning. He was he didn't get struck directly. He had a goat. He was on the ranch and they had a goat and he had it in a headlock.
This is
As
getting
you
good.
do.
And he was trying to put the boot
After
the
some
feet in his
PBRs.
boots. No, trying to put his legs in the in his own boots. No, he had it in a headlock and was dragging it over to a fence. They needed to do something to it, and as he's got his arm around the fence and around the goat so it won't move, lightning hit the fence further up, and it was metal. It was a metal, and it traveled through the fence, hit him, went through him, killed the goat.
Oh wow. Whoa.
Man, it's weird.
The goat was the
I've
ground.
always
The
been
goat was the
scared of
ground.
lightning, dude.
Wow.
I was that kid. Like, if I saw any lightning and I was swimming, I'd get right the fuck out of the pool immediately.
Did
Like,
you-
I'm out.
Did you hear the audio of that kid in the car that got the Tesla or whatever, the electric car that got struck by lightning?
No. I bet
It's,
that scared the shit out of him.
I have to find it. I don't know if
We're
I
running
can't-
late.
Well,
so-
We're running late, so I'm not going to go dig through it. But I got to find it and play it for you because the kid, they interview him. You know, they're talking about the lightning hit the electric car and how the electric car respond. Caught on fire.
I like
Batteries
those.
exploded. It burned for 6 hours.
Yeah.
But the kid is like, man, I was in the back seat when that lightning hit, and I was playing Fortnite on my phone, and I was about to drop the mother of all bombs on
He says
everyone.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like he's
he
cusses
goes, "Oh,
and shit.
It's so
I thought it was fake.
fucking funny. No, that
That's
kid,
real?
that was real.
Yeah, I thought that was fake.
No, that was
That's
real.
funny. Yeah, he
Like,
dropped
"Oh,
some F bombs.
motherfucker."
Motherfucking trying to drop the bombest shit I've ever dropped on Fortnite or something like that.
And if you know, if
Damn,
you ever
dude.
play Fortnite, you motherfuckers know that this is the most epic shit you can ever do in the game, and I'm about to do it, and lightning strikes the car.
I still like that thing. I still like the thing that they play on the ticket that we had for a while, where that little kid in daycare is like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch."
He's just going
His
off.
dad's like, "Oh shit," it goes and grabs him.
Now, we might have to make, as we wrap up the show here, we're kind of going late too because the last game of the NBA Finals looks like it's about to happen. The Milwaukee Bucks are about to be the world
NBA
champs. We might have to make a phone call to our friend that is
Oh, is
a
this the finals?
Phoenix supporter.
You can.
I'll send him a message and go, "Are you on suicide watch?"
Well, hey, we went through it, Dustin.
We did. This
we
is
went
what
through
happens.
it, and guess what happened in 2011? We came back.
We came back.
and won that motherfucker.
Cuban paid off the league and we won.
And now I don't watch sports anymore.
Yeah, fuck. I bailed out of sports after my fourth loss with the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you've been out for a while.
That's
then.
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was a diehard Buffalo
Oh,
Bills fan
wow.
since I was a kid. And
Yeah.
that-
Thurman Thomas and
it was tough.
freaking Yeah.
And at the same time,
The-
you know,
Pittsburgh
it
was
was
awesome
the
then, too.
Cowboys too. So living
Yeah.
in Dallas Fort Worth, and everyone's fucking fair weathered fans. You know, and it's just
Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys shit everywhere, and it's like
Yeah, I went streaking after we
got
won
so
against them
mad.
the first time.
I got so mad. I'm just like, you
At
know,
the
what?
Albertsons.
Every time they won, I ran up and down Roof Snow.
Yeah, I did too.
I just
man.
knew. I saw
I had
that
a lot
episode.
of fun during those times.
It's their episode of the X-Files. It's like one of the last ones where like the smoking man like shows up late to a meeting, and it's all these guys sitting around this table, and like, oh, you're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you know, like, while I'm sitting at this table, the Buffalo Bills will never win a Super Bowl as long as I'm at this table. The Buffalo Bills. It's like the guys that control the world, pretty
Yeah.
much. You know, it's like, man,
I'm
I'm out of sports. I'm done. It's all
I'm making a
rigged.
joke out
Fuck
of
all this
putting right
shit.
in my team in.
there's a
Fuck
lot
Hollywood.
of stuff I have a feeling like that shit happens.
You can't have that much money invested in something like sports betting,
Yeah.
merchandising. You know, there's billions and billions of dollars changing hands, and to say that they don't know like kind of what's going to happen would, I think, be a little naive.
Yeah, there's too much money.
the thing
involved.
that's I think is I thought when we went away for COVID and sports went away that when it came back I was going to be over the top back more into it than I had been, and the opposite
haven't
happened.
been
The
either.
opposite happened. Sports came back and I was just like, I didn't give a shit while I was gone, so fuck it.
Everything I watch isn't in this country.
Oh, you mean you watch weekly?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I watch Premier League
EPL
and I
and-
watched Formula One.
And
Like
then
most extreme
the
challenge?
Europa.
Yeah, the most extreme challenge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
all
will
the
watch
times.
Holy Moly,
Yeah,
the golf show. That's pretty great.
American Gladiators
There's-
reruns.
apparently
videotape?
there's
On videotape.
Sorry, Chris. Sorry for your luck, man. There's
That's
there's a series right now on Netflix about Australian rules football.
Hey, wait a
Uh,
second.
It looks pretty good.
The rules are you have to play it with your feet.
Where's Milwaukee?
Right? Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. What?
Wisconsin just went through a whole lot of shit, didn't they?
What do you mean? Oh, with the
Black Lives Matter and all that.
what was it? Where that guy?
That kid.
Yeah. I
think
forgot the name of it.
That
already.
was in Wisconsin.
They needed. I guess they needed a feel good story to help chill out and unite Wisconsin
Compton.
And Wisconsin
and
together.
Wisconsin together.
Yeah,
Wisconsin.
together again. Like West Korea and North Korea, once they get together with South
Is there
Korea
is there a
and
North
East
is there a
Korea.
North Wisconsin?
I don't think so.
What about South Wisconsin?
I don't think so.
That's the game right
I think
there.
it's just East and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Shoot it.
The ghost of Jeffrey Dahmer is celebrating.
It is.
Yep,
yeah.
it is.
sure is.
He's turning over in his
Wisconsin.
refrigerator
Do
right
do
now.
do 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 do. Jeffrey Dahmer.
We're gonna do it on your mark, get set, and go
Is-
now.
Did I hear that Tyson's gonna fight again?
I was singing
Like
that today.
he's gonna do it again?
Please don't.
Did I hear that
Is
Tyson's
he gonna
fight
fight
again?
that YouTube guy too?
He's doing who's he fighting this time? I don't think it's that guy, but
I don't remember, but
it-
yeah, he said he
is
was
it
gonna do
Holyfield
again.
they're trying to do?
I know they want to do that.
Oh man,
I like Mike Tyson now that he's
Yeah,
just
he's
like,
cool as shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
just like a weed dude now.
Yeah,
Like,
all he cares about
I
is
smoke
weed,
Dude,
weed and his birds.
$40,000 worth of weed every day.
I've been
Weed and his
looking.
birds.
I've been looking for his stuff.
I've never seen it either.
They say it's ridiculous.
Like expensive or good?
Good.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
the
like
what's
it's-
his name from Cypress Hill too? Be Real.
B-Real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, both of their companies have some.
Imagine.
I would
B-Real knows how to
imagine,
do
you
it.
know, like Seth Rogen, Willie Nelson, any of these people
Kevin Smith has one.
that put their names on it, you know, like
Tommy
Because it-
Chong. He's got a whole accessory company, I think.
Oh,
That's
there's
what-
there's definitely
that's what this
companies.
It's a Chong
a
Blunt or something.
Tommy Chong.
What is that?
Would you?
Up
Where did this
Oh,
come?
okay.
I guess it came from California then.
Florida.
Oh.
Or no, Colorado. Yeah.
There's definitely brands like I've been up to the Northwest enough, you know, especially in Seattle where it's like, you know, all the growers and shit like that's all
They all have
local and
they have
whatnot.
sub pop labels on them.
no, they don't. But there are some that are like, I mean, like head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah.
This
Like,
sucks.
You get it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is okay, and then you know like like there's this one in particular called Northwest Concentrates.
Yeah.
Shout
Whoa.
out to Northwest Concentrates.
Well, I'm going to Colorado next week, so.
I think they're only up there in the Northwest.
Oh, so
but
they're not in Colorado. They don't have any in
I
Colorado?
don't think so, but
I'm sure I'll find
they
something.
started one on the East Coast that's called Northeast Concentrates, but it's the same company. But
Very creative.
these are just the fucking the best. The best.
Yeah.
They don't have the highest percentage, but I guarantee you, like their 86 will kick a 95's ass on any one of those 95s they have on the shelf. It's like, these are just extracted different somehow.
You know how? Okay, before we're done.
Talking about concentrates.
So the thing that scares the crap out of me is I think that that a last ditch effort to get as many votes for the midterms is gonna, like, for Biden is gonna get pulled, and they're gonna fucking go hard, like right when he's up for re-election and stuff. He's like within that year they're gonna put a hardcore push to legalize it federally. And I started thinking about that. I was like, okay, so
what just went down then?
What do you mean?
I thought a big federal law just went down a couple of weeks ago.
Supreme Court justice, I think, ruled
Kicked
on
something.
it.
Yeah, he kicked something out or something. I thought.
Well, he
did.
basically said that the federal law should be gone because the state should just control it.
See, that's scary.
That is scary.
But the thing is, I bet that the Democrats go hard into that push because people are so pissed off on every side of politics right now. So it's just like a grab for whoever will vote for the least worst person.
Yeah, you want a bunch of people to vote for you?
Start talking about
Legalize
legalizing weed
weed.
federally. But then I started talking about, it's like, no, because what'll end up happening is they'll do it federally, and then all of a sudden you'll have like Sam's Choice weed made by Walmart and shit. And then all of a sudden all these fucking big stores, big box stores, and these people that already are loaded out the ass, like Philip Morris.
But you don't have to buy that weed. You know,
Marlboro
weed. You can still buy it from the guy down the street that gets the good shit or whatever, and it's totally legal. I mean,
probably better
it
for
might
you.
be
Probably less
illegal.
chemicals.
It might be illegal if you
Probably
buy
less
it
chemicals,
from
too,
your neighbor
because
because they're not
being
licensed.
taxed.
Yeah.
So what do you think
Yeah.
about Texas doing this? The Delta 8 thing?
I don't see the Delta 8 reminds me of what happened with Spice. Like, I think that's going to get illegalized pretty soon.
It is plant though.
I know, but I bet you somehow, some way, Blade or Wheels of Steel and Glory,
Ironsides?
will
Abbott.
fucking decide somehow that him and Sunday school teacher Dan Patrick need to fucking make it illegal. I bet you within
And
the
they'll
next
come
6
in.
months.
Because it got exempted from whatever just passed, and so they're going after
The
off a farm
conservos-
bill.
The conservos will realize the mistake they made, that how they overlooked something, and then the conservos will throw a fit, and they'll be like, "No, we can't do it anymore."
But it's the same. I mean, it's the same shit without the head high.
Yeah, it does.
But everybody I know
bought a
that smoked it
cartridge.
says that it gets them high.
I bought a cartridge just to be curious, and I didn't
Didn't
get
do anything for you.
But then again, Spice
But I think that's because
really
you smoke.
didn't either.
I
Maybe
think
I'm
that's because
just
you smoke weed.
just one of those people that
I think it does affect people that don't smoke.
I
Is
never,
what I think.
I never,
Yeah.
I never
But if you
like,
smoke weed, I
I
don't
never
think it
went out
affects
of
you.
my mind on salvia either. That was like all
Yeah,
the rage.
that was
like,
weird.
And I'm like, I'm smoking
Morning
it going,
glory
"It
seeds.
just
Morning
tastes
glory
like
seeds.
shit. It doesn't do
Remember when
anything."
people were smoking the
Or
old morning glory
the
seeds and stuff and crushing them?
K2.
Up? Yeah.
The 2018 Farm Bill that says that a product can contain 0.3% of Delta 9 THC.
I mean, that's what.
Less than
Remember when we were when
It's like it's like way less
those
than
guys-
or way more than having a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah.
remember when Garcia came in here and freaking was touting those.
Yeah.
He was talking about how he's like, I got high, man.
I had to try it,
Yeah.
and I don't know, it just didn't do anything.
Are they selling those at like Quick Trip and stuff now, or are they? Is it just you
No,
gotta go to the head
you gotta go
shops
to a
and
head
the,
shop.
in the vape shops probably?
But
right?
when
You
you
got to
go-
go to a head shop, vape
When
shop.
you go in the head shop and look at it all, it's almost like you're in a dispensary because there's
It is.
so many.
Yeah.
It is
And
crazy.
I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I don't
Well,
know.
they
the
have
CBD shops are like that.
It's like,
Kratom.
I don't know if any of these
Yeah,
work.
Kratom.
You know?
Yeah, or
See, I
Kratom.
can't do
Which I
that stuff
thought
because
that
it
was
makes-
illegal.
No, the thing about Kratom too is
That shit
it's-
didn't do anything for me.
It,
either.
see, that's the thing. You know what it did to me? It gave me that little bit of. I had to take a shit ton, and it was disgusting. Kratom is terrible, the taste. But I'd take
Isn't it
a
like
shit
tar?
It's like a ground up like it's almost like a powder. It's ground up like mulch, not mulch, but like if grass was powderized is what it is like. But it tastes like complete ass. But the only thing it did to me is I'd have to take a shit ton of it, almost throw up. But then it would give me that little itch that you get when you take opiates.
Mm-hmm.
And that would always send me over well, fuck it, I'm just going to call one of my buddies and get some tins and then I'd start doing opiates again. So, but some people swear by kratom being weaned off of like morphine and all kinds of stuff. It just didn't, it had the opposite effect for me. I was all like, ooh, I like the way I'm feeling a little bit. And then I'm like, you know, it'd be really
Get
good
the real
just
thing.
Get the real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the pharmaceutical company, the thing is, the pharmaceutical companies have jacked up pain management so bad now to where doctors are just pretty much prescribing Tylenol 3s for everything. You're like, oh, my arm fell off yesterday after I fell off a tractor. You're like, oh, here's some Tylenol 3s.
And codeine
Sorry, I
is
can't give
still
you-
just as addictive as
Yeah.
any fucking thing else. It's like just stop. Just stop.
Yeah.
Stop being pussies.
And if someone needs fucking Vicodins, you don't have to give them OCs. You don't have to give them OxyContin.
Yeah.
But if someone needs some Vicodin, just give it to them like Canada does. Like fucking, it's stupid.
I don't know. When you're in the hospital too, you know, and they dose you up with like fentanyl or something like that.
And then say
they
we're going to
know-
give you Tylenol 3s.
They know what they're doing.
Tramadol.
You know, and they make it
Control
they
it.
make it work for you. And
Yeah.
really, like when they do that, like it's
You're
like
weaning
for
off of
me, I
that.
just needed that
Stupid.
one day.
Yeah.
I just needed that one day. Like my body's been cut open and now it's been sewed back together. I need that fentanyl to like.
Yeah.
It's just really that
You
first.
don't need.
It's that first day,
What
you
is
know,
it- what
like
is
your
the-
recovery day, and then after that, like I could see, you know, like
you Advil.
having a little bit of maybe hydrocodone, something like that. But I mean, really, you just don't need it, and it's gonna prolong the pain, and it's also like by the time you get done taking
That's a
30,
good point.
30 like 7.5s or 10s, you're gonna get fucking withdrawals and feel like shit
Mhm.
afterwards too. It's like just skip all that
Well,
shit.
and you're not going to be able to shit for like 2
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes longer.
So that's
Like I came off of fucking morphine about 10 years ago or so, and fucking I was dope sick for like 6 weeks. I didn't have a solid shit for
Oh,
6
yeah.
weeks. And I don't know, everybody I talked to was like, man, it shouldn't be that long. And I was like, I guess I just got pussy guts.
I was
something.
the same way when the doctors tried to wean me off all the shit they had me on when I had cancer back then. You know,
Yeah.
it was like
Did you get the lollipops and stuff?
I
all that,
know
or-
I never got
Cancer
those from
pops?
my doctor, but
That was Marlon.
I mean they did prescribe me some wacky ass shit, you know, like these like little bottles of morphine, but it was like blue
Yeah.
liquid, you know, and you're just supposed to drink it.
Yeah. Do you remember back in the day when
Put it up your
every once in a
butthole.
while some of your friends, ooh, I've always wanted to have a hydrocodone suppository. Just I don't know why. I wanted to try it out. But
Wow.
Opiate talk
yeah,
Yeah.
opiate.
tonight at 7.
So do you remember
In
back
the
in the
ass.
day where when they would
Plugging.
prescribe liquid Valium? Do you remember taking that shit?
I've
I took
taken
that. I've
um,
taken
Fucking
that.
accidentally take some
I've
a little too
taken
much real
Versed.
quick and just wake up like 18 hours later.
jelly
just like,
legs. Versed is what I guess
yeah?
that's kind of what they give you now. But that was the cocktail. It was like Versed and fentanyl,
yeah,
and it was just like being in a womb.
yeah.
You know? And,
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah,
the next
yeah.
day, you know, you kind of wake up and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you might have like some pain or something, but it's like I don't have to be all whacked out on fucking.
You had pain from where you fell down the stairs.
Because
Yeah.
you're all fucked
I don't
up.
have to have like a morphine
But-
drip, you know, because I have my spleen taken out or something.
Yeah,
It's
you
just
know what's
like,
funny is I was in a relationship with a nurse for a while and last year, and she said like the fucking guys that would come in off of like Harleys and stuff, like the big old fucking Sons of Anarchy type guys and stuff, would talk all this shit. They were the ones that would fucking piss and moan about the pain the most. Like, I need more pain medicine. Like, and then she would have like cancer patients that are like clinging to life, and it's because of the pain. They would just
Yeah.
be calm and just like
yeah,
little low ladies,
some
and stuff.
70-pound woman,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, and
just
then
like,
you'd have these big,
fuck you.
these big bearded guys thinking they're fucking Hell's Angels, just crying like little bitches. She said
I-
that happened all the time.
I finally had a kidney stone I don't know when that was.
Oh my god.
A couple months ago or
Those
whatever.
scare me.
That was one of those things where they prescribed me Vicodin, generic hydrocodone,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the doctor was like, just keep taking this. That's the only thing that's gonna. And I did that, and I'm like, of course, it got my headspace right back to where
Yeah.
where you go sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's like, man, this isn't good. Like
Yeah,
this isn't like, I don't know. I found this other stuff called Catellar. It's almost like
Cthulhu?
Cavellertalk.
Cavellertalk, yeah.
It's something like that, but it was like a super ibuprofen that seemed to like it goes right to the pain of the
Really?
in your
It's
reader
there's
or
no
whatever.
opiates in it.
No opiates at
That's
all,
awesome.
and it's like it works great for. It wasn't developed for kidney stones, but they found out that it just
work
works
well.
great for it, and that's what I ended up taking. And it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, I went through those pills, and I went through the hydrocodones, felt like shit,
Yeah.
and then I still felt like
I hate
shit.
hydrocodone. I had that. They
I love
prescribed me
but
a
I hate
ton of it.
I know that's
I just
me.
won't take
I
it
love it and
anymore.
I hate it.
They gave me a ton of it when I tore my ACL and MCL,
Yeah,
and it screwed my entire world up. Like my clock got screwed up. I was sleeping. I would sleep for days.
yeah.
You stay up for days and sleep for days. Stay up for days and sleep for days.
Man,
And
you
it
know what's
just
fun?
sucked.
I will say though, it was fucking playing Xbox on a bunch of tens. I used to fucking love doing that. And then the thing is, I think it's weird because you can lose 5 years of your life real quick to fucking opiates and just be like at the other end going, what the fuck was I
Yeah.
doing? I'm gonna have to have a knee surgery pretty soon. I can tell I'm gonna have to have my knee redone. And I'm thinking about saying, don't fucking give me shit unless I'm out. Like,
Yeah,
of course.
I think
But
the
if I'm
first
come
day
to,
is
I just
cool,
want
you know?
ibuprofen and stuff because I love that shit so much, the way it makes you feel and stuff, that I don't need that in my life again. I'll lose
Yeah.
another 5 years of just
Right.
a bunch of debauchery, like pissing outside and then fucking throwing up while you're pissing. That was fun. Like your eyes cross because you're all like, you're nodding off because of OC, and you're just like,
And it's never
you
as
throw
good
up
as
and
the
piss,
first.
and you're like, oh, what do I
never
do?
as
Take
good
care of
as the
piss or
first
the
one.
Throw
Yeah.
up.
You're always chasing
Terrible
that.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if you lay off for a while and it's like, you get prescribed them, and you're like, oh wow, I forget. Oh, I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And then it's like usually by the second or third one you're having to
I gotta-
take, it's like I fucking hate that feeling.
Yeah.
I
And you're like,
hate it.
why the fuck did I take that?
Yeah, this
Yep.
is it.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm at that space now. I mean,
Me
I
too.
guess that's where I am with
I think it's
like
age.
most
Like
most
the older I'm
drugs.
getting.
Like
I'll stick to my herbs.
stuff that comes
Yep,
from the
stuff-
ground without any
Yeah.
without any human intervention.
Fungi and
The
herbs.
less
Stuff
humans
that
have
come-
to do with it,
yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
Fungi and herbs.
Except for concentrates. Thank you, humans, for your contribution to the
Yeah.
marijuana world.
The technology.
You
the
finally-
technological advance.
You done good.
Yeah, science.
If old Ray,
Is
Ray
that
now
Leon?
could go back in time and talk to Ray at like 15 years old, Ray,
That's
old
not
Ray'd
Leon
be
back
like,
there, is it?
hey,
Leon Bridges.
there's gonna be
Just
some
standing there at the
stuff that's
back.
called concentrates that comes out, man. You're gonna fucking love it.
Yeah, it's
Had the
gonna
hat
be
on?
awesome.
Had the hat on and the mask.
Who is that?
Looked like Leon Bridges just hanging out there on the floor of the NBA
What?
Finals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Could be.
Hold on, they don't show him.
Is he
Look,
from- is he
look, there's
from
a balloon
Milwaukee?
animal back there.
Motherfuckers.
fuck that.
Son of a bitch.
Did Leon
Goddamn
transplant to
balloons.
Fort Worth from
Look, there.
Milwaukee?
Is that him back there? There's a hat. You gotta look back. The
See
red
the
brim hat.
hat.
back there.
That's-
I see that.
It looks too tall for
him.
Yeah, that's too tall.
That's
Yeah,
too
he's
tall
too
for him.
tall.
Yeah, he don't have sweet eyes either. That guy has kind of mean eyes.
Yeah, he's got angry eyes.
Yeah.
He put his angry eyes in.
Leon has nice eyes.
Hungry eyes.
Beautiful eyes, Leon.
Hungry
Yeah.
eyes.
Betty
Well-
Davis eyes.
Should we get out of here now that we've gone 2 hours and 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Let's talk
do
about
it.
drugs some more. Let's
Yeah,
talk
opiates.
about. No,
So
but
Saturday,
we are Vorvon.
Phallic rocket.
Vorvon, Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna have our own phallic rocket blasting off from Lola's
Please do.
saloon in
Big
the
veiny one.
in the new air conditioned saloon
With renegade shaft hairs.
big veiny amps.
I'm going to bring a rocket balloon sculpture to the show.
I'm wearing eye makeup to the show.
You would just go and
Sweet, we
throw
all
it.
should,
Just
yeah.
go and throw it in the water.
I'm gonna go find a Mylar rocket balloon.
I'm gonna find
Piss
some
Ray
big
off.
Here we
ass
go.
Man.
rubber ducky.
Fucking balloons.
Bring a roll of rubber ducky
Yeah.
into the
It's like, well,
Lolas.
kids love them. You know what? Maybe it's time you told your kid no for once.
I'm
No
gonna,
to
I'm
a
gonna,
balloon because it's fucking trash.
Yeah.
I want to throw that Mylar balloon on stage. Hopefully, it goes into an outlet or surge protector.
And blows the whole show.
Whole thing up.
The only thing that works are the smoke machines after
Or
that.
it floats into the Trinity River.
Damn, it is. I gotta go.
Oh, Lord.
Shit. Well, thank you
Gotta
guys for
work
coming in. I'm excited about Saturday. I'll be there
Yes, I think
for
the
sure.
first band's supposed to start at 8. I
8
guess
o'clock.
we're in the middle, and Greenbeard is headlining.
Oh,
so.
you're not
In
last.
the
No.
Damn it!
I think
Touring band.
yeah, Greenbeard's they're a national touring act.
Yeah.
the new sound and new lights in Lola's are nice.
Oh,
And the new room.
I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. I was just
Yeah.
purely thinking about air conditioning.
The air conditioning's great, but if you're
Nice.
just gonna get up there with a bunch of fuzz and bass, I don't
Yeah.
know, break in the new system in a good way.
There we go.
See if you can turn any of those cones inside out. The house
try.
PA. All right, well,
Cool.
we're out of here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
No
Yes.
problem.
been
Y'all take
fun.
it easy.
Good to meet you guys.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too, Matt.
All right, later.
Bye.
Hey, I meant to ask you last time when you were at the meeting show.
Wow.
Fucking, by the way, you know how badass you sounded at that show, dude, right?
You
That was one
know,
of the best I've heard you fucking sound. I don't know
I'm-
what got into you, but you were fucking
I never notice it. I guess like some nights I'll notice like, oh, I'm getting a good mix through the PA and I'm able to control it a little better. But like a bunch of people, I guess, went up to Marlon and told him the same thing. Ray's voice. I heard that a lot. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
cool.
when you talked to me, like